got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great, delineate. And now we're singing, hey, it's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Can't nobody take our pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. They keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no, no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spirit. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne, we built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh no, it's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOF, Freeman, indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great, delete it. Now we're seeing, hey, yeah. Can't nobody take a pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. We keep on moving the goals. Oh no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spear. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne. We built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh no. It's all about the lineage, baby. Yeah. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh no. It's all about the lineage, baby.
They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They don't like us, they not like us. They not like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They don't like us, they don't like us. They don't like lookalikes, they don't like us. We the original, number one, uno. We're not alike, you know. Y'all are liar like we made in the image, our likeness. Our image is righteous, our lineage is priceless. You can't buy or sell it, they tried it, they tried to sell it, they tried it. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They don't like us, they don't like us. They don't like lookalikes, they don't like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. They don't like us, they don't like us. They don't like lookalikes, they not like us. We the original, number one on the road. We're not out like you know. Y'all are all liars like we're made in this. righteous, our image is righteous, our lineage is priceless. You can't buy or sell it. It's right. Can't ever sell it. It's right.
The African Day Parade, you don't see the Africans. You got the festival that be going on in Brooklyn, the band festival, the African festivals. Where's the Africans at? When we doing our rallies and our marches, where's the Africans at on your side? Talk to us really about that, man.
See, let me tell you something. We think slavery in America was something. Slavery in Africa is still in force. You talking about deaf, blind, and dumb. Don't confuse because somebody got on some printed cloth that's printed in Holland or India that you're looking at an African cultural expression. That's not an African cultural expression. That cloth was printed in a European country and then sold to Africans. And they've accepted that as their cloth. You understand what I'm saying? Just that piece. Now, they do speak the language, but they know less about their history than you and I do. So you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language, coming from the African country, came here to be a parasite, eat on and play down, because these people are so punked out and scared of the white man that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us.
Explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both. Is explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both.
Our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place. Ethnically, we African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation.
There's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation.
Racially, we are together, but
Economically, we may well be enemies.
What's going on with you, brother? All this clout chasing you doing, putting FBA in the title, your last 15 videos have FBA in the titles. What's going on with you, brother Ankh, is you're jealous of unbiased sports. And here you is clout chasing, FBA Ron, unbiased sports, whatever you want to label this channel, is getting more views than you, and you've been around for fucking 50 years. And you're jealous about it. So you put an FBA in your title every 15 videos to clout chase. Stop, Unc. Let it go. You will never be a conscious community celebrity.
That's as far as I know, Baez was my guy, right?
That's all I'm saying.
You know,
Let me drop the
Because I was really an unbiased fan, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Is we live?
Yeah, we live right now. I had to call.
But yeah, but do understand that though, Brad. He's right. Like unbiased. You know, he's pretty well.
What the money maker?
He does have a history of being solid though, bro. But do understand that though, Brad. He's right. Like unbiased. You know, he's pretty. He does have a history of being solid, bro.
I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm not about to be more upset about you paying your money than you are. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna be like if you want to give somebody money? Okay, what am I gonna say about that?
All right, but
along with it for views. He's going along with it for views and for all these cash apps and stuff that he's getting. That's all he.
All right, JJ. Where the devil did you really get all this money? What? You heard what I said. All right.
Even though he had gained this following. See, I'm just all finding all this out like as of last night, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so this was yesterday. This was yesterday.
It was last night. Like,
did you look at all his views? You look at his views for his past streams. He's got a nice little following. But it's all scam. He
might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
We have to start supporting ourselves. We have to add value to our content and our voices.
Hey, hey, haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really in my they done. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Hey, 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 haters gone, hate supporters done it. Hey, 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 haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really in my they done. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really in my they down. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really in my they down. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but
Are they dumb? Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters mad as hell when they see super chats and folks showing up. We got them.
Please support on it. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme.
Serial killers gonna hate. You dig? HOK gonna hate. Tether's gonna hate. Pan-Africans gonna hate. The world gonna hate.
I'm really real one of them ones that they dumb. Thumbs up. Subscribe, cash app, $sign on box rhyme.
All right, so some of y'all wanted to know, let me make sure I'm not on mute any way, shape, or form. The microphone is active, you dig? So some of y'all want to know who is Teddy Ruxpin. Okay, first of all, you gotta know who the original Teddy Ruxpin is. Teddy Ruxpin is a bear, okay? Back when I was growing up, and it talked to you. It said the most generic stuff possible. Hey, how are you? What's your name? It didn't say nothing fly. It was a clout chasing bear. Fake Winnie the Pooh, fake, all the better bears out there. Fake Yogi Bear, all that type of stuff. You dig? Fake, what's the bear they used to do the campfires? Who always say stop, drop, and roll. He was putting out fires. Teddy Ruxpin came late. Teddy Ruxpin was a clout chasing bear trying to gain clout all after the bears that was already out there with the original clout. So this guy, who's been on Dr. Ancient Mama Mayat, Ancient Mama Mayat channel, clout chasing, no views over there. Like he brings nothing to the table. He was one of the guys when they was trying to debate Dewan B and Sincere Love God. He was one of the guys on there clout chasing like a mug. And ever since then, family, all of his titles, like you just heard Chief X, all of his titles have been FBA. He's talking about he was in retirement, but he gonna get out of retirement because you know why he's gonna get out of retirement? He's seen the numbers when you put FBA name in the title. Yeah. So basically, he was a failed YouTuber who couldn't get nothing popping. He gave up. He so-called retired, right? He didn't retire. YouTube retired him. The people retired him. You seen the FBA title. If you hate on it, he felt like you could get some clout views. So now he's out of retirement and he's trying to get clout views. And look at his channel. He ain't nowhere, right? But he's way better than what he ever was in his life. He got about 59 likes, right? That ain't shit. But before FB in his title, he had about 3. He had about like 15 live viewers. That's a record for him. Before then, he had 1, 2. Probably his daughter and his damn fucking agent. When I hired his ass to speak against us, watching his channel, making sure he's sticking to the script. So this is Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin is a unretired Pan-African booty scratcher who calls himself DAW, D-A-W. Now, I don't know what that means, but the streets is talking, and my ears are to the streets, not Teddy Ruxpin. The streets don't rock with Teddy Ruxpin at all, okay? So on the word in the streets is DAW stands for drunk African wino. That I didn't make that up. That's what I was hearing. Okay, I don't know if that's true. The lead came from a decent source. I can't say 100% credible, but I heard he be. I mean, this is just what I'm hearing. DAW, dog, drunk ass wino. He's proud of coming online drinking and popping this shit. Drunk ass wino. Drunk ass or drunk and whining. I don't know. They say it might be whining. Just drunk and whining. Okay. That could be it. I don't know. Right. But I'm trying to get a guy like a plug so somebody can check his ass out. Drunk. So type in drunk and whining, something like that. And drug addiction winner. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to guess the acronym. I don't know what it means. It could be drug addict withdrawal. That sounds like it could be it. His channel could be called drug addict withdrawal or drugs and withdrawal. I think it's called drugs and withdrawal. I don't know. Drugs and withdrawal. I think that might be. If now my recollection serving me, if this is the saying, I'm not sure if this is the guy, but it might be drugs and withdrawal. Okay. That might be what it is. All right. So we're gonna get to some of his whining talking points about FBA, and I'm gonna cook them in real time. Family, they have nothing new. I even hit them up. I've hit the old guy up. You know what I mean? You have YNs, you have OGs, and you have ONs or ODNs. ODNs is an old dumb Negro. Old dumb Negro. So then you got pals, Pan-African line losers. Then you got docs, dusty off cold cornball, cornbread eating coons. You did like there's a bunch of terminology for these guys. Okay. Then you got my elder Professor Smalls came up with an acronym called dumb, blind, deaf, backwards parasites. You dig? So the elder Professor Smalls gave him that acronym. Dumb, blind, deaf, backward parasites. So, but the acronym dog, it might, I don't know. I'm just trying to guess. It's like a trivia. I think it stands for drugs and withdrawal. Because you got to be on drugs. I think you can come against FBA and don't see me. Don't come across me. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into some of his talking points. I mean, his talking points is just as bad as everybody else's. And of course, they don't want new opposition, zero. All right. So like I said, I hit up this channel.
Our life, our
hey,
culture.
I hit up this channel. I told him to come through. We'll see. All right. Hey, peace to Alex Berry, $2 super chat. Lineage love early on the live late in the night Eastern time, $2. He says, cut the check. Exactly. And I'm gonna say, cut it out for these dolls, these drug addict withdrawal people. My guy, like, give it up, man. Get sober up. You got to be on some narcotic to think you're gonna get online and argue against our stance, which is undefeatable. You can't beat it. It's irrefutable. It's irrefutable. It's an irrefutable stance. Like, that's why I'm so bold to call these clowns out in real time. Like, what they're trying to do is, like, all they can do is gotcha stuff. They'll try to gotcha you. Well, what about this? But like a serious argument against our stance, there's not one out there. Okay, you got to bow down and just get with it. And first class citizen, $2 super chat in the building. Lineage love. Yeah, so he just confirmed it is drug addiction withdrawal. Okay, DAW. That's what it stands for. But make no mistake, he's called the Kwanzaa Teddy Ruxpin because he looks like a little bear. They say like a little grizzly bear. All right, let's get into it. So we already know for a fact that the haters are watching in the shadows. They admitted that they're fans. Okay, so there's no confusion there. Fans tune in, right? Don't fans watch the show? So they admitted they're fans, so we know they're locked in. So I can't disappoint, right? I can't. I gotta go. I gotta go hard. Okay, what the hell is this? All right, let's start with this video. I don't want to hit no corny intro. I don't want to hit no Kwanzaa music. All right, Teddy Ruxpin, what you got, my guy? Yeah, I knew he had a corny ass intro, some music, Kwanzaa music, drums, African drums being played, and the dude has an unk around his neck. So he's one of those guys that think he's Egyptian. See, family, you see, like there's no genuineness in these guys at all, no integrity. Like, these guys are coming from a religious ideology, right? Where they believe FBA contradicts their religious ideology, and it's only the ass kissing, African people, worshipers. The Israelites, the Moors, all these folks don't see FBA as a contradiction. Matter of fact, they embrace it. Which reminded me of my other soundbite I need. Shit, there's one more soundbite I need. Hold on, I know I forgot. There's a key soundbite I need. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this. Hold on. Before I get started, let me look at this Cheeks podcast. This podcast is chick. Yeah, they try to do an expose on me and use my name to clout chase. They only got 100 views. They only got 100. A 3-hour video got them 100 views. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, let me get to a sound bite from there, and then we're gonna cook on these guys. I got Kaba. I got some stuff from Kaba. You dig? He finally addressed FBA, what it is, what it ain't. You know, Kaba from the Hidden Colors. He had some FBAs on the panel, some self-admitting FBAs on the panel. You dig? And they had him address it. So before I do that, let me do this. Let me find a sound bite. Okay. Okay, I found a sound bite. We in there. Now let me get Kaba real quick. Y'all can hear it for yourself. You got to hear it for yourself. So people are starting to come around. You dig? Which we knew. You know, when you trying to go against the grain, something as unbeatable as our stance, it's either get down and lay it down after a while. Like there's nothing they got. All right, so here we go. This is Brother Kaba. He's going to address the whole FBA thing. All right. Let's see what he got to say. Damn. The fuck? Okay, come on. All right. I hate this damn laptop. I ain't gonna lie. There you go. Really? Here we go. What's up, Kaba?
Barack Obama. His daddy is from Kenya, and his mother is from the United States. He is an African American. But those that I've just mentioned do not have one ancestor that worked on the plantations of the United States.
That's right.
A foundational Black American is a legacy. It is not anti-African.
That's right.
It is not anti-Caribbean.
Say that again.
It is not anti-African.
Right.
That's
It
right.
is not anti-Caribbean. It is not anti-African from any other
So it
part
ain't
of the world,
divisive.
be it UK, be it the Netherlands, be it France. Barack Obama.
One more
His
time.
daddy is from Kenya,
Run that back, Turbo.
and his mother is from the United States. He is an African American. But those that I've just mentioned do not have one ancestor that worked on the plantations of the United
Right.
States.
So they ain't FBA.
That's right.
A foundational Black American is a legacy. It is not anti-African.
That's right.
It is not anti-Caribbean.
Say that again.
It is not anti-African.
That's
It
right.
is not anti-Caribbean. It is not anti-African from any other part of the world, be it UK, be it the Netherlands, be it France.
So as you know, I stay with the clips, all right? Because I be grinding. Hey, yo, check this out. So I asked, you see it right here, the question. What the question was, what would be a major reason why an ethnic group would want to delineate from other groups within the same country? Look at this is an obvious stance, family. We're not crazy. They're done. It says major reasons an ethnic group might want to delineate from others within the same country include the pursuit of self-determination. Bang, bang, bang. The desire to preserve a distinct culture identity. Bing, bing, bing. Economic grievances. Bing, bing, bing. Political marginalization. Bing, bing, bing. And historical conflict or security concerns, family. These are the major reasons why people would want to delineate from other groups within the same country. And these are definitely the concerns that we are expressing why we are delineating. We're not crazy. They're crazy. That's an L. They got to hold that L right there. All right. So now let's get into, so this tether, right? End up figuring it out. This tether end up figuring it out. He end up figuring out no matter what we believe, and we might even disagree on the beliefs. An Islamic person against a Hebrew Israelite person against a Christian against a Moor against Black Panther. Like all these ideologies, a lot of these ideologies are sold to foundational Black Americans. So this tether, he realized even though these different FBAs disagree in ideology, they still have one thing in common that's not going to change. They are foundational Black Americans. So basically he was saying inevitably they're going to find a common ground. Listen to this tether. And like the FBAs and the other tethers on the panel couldn't get it. They was like kind of lost what he was breaking down. But they study us. They got this little fake think tank, and it's a failure. Check it out.
He's a
I ain't gonna
motherfucking
lie
emo.
though.
You too
I
much.
ain't gonna
He's too much,
I ain't
brother.
gonna lie though. Like all of them Black Power-ish type movements, they all tend to cross pollinate anyway. Like
But they
if you look,
diametrically opposed though, Haskell.
not really, cause like if you look
Ain't
at
no
like
why
a
in here.
See, the dude like, nah, but they have different ideologies. But the Tesla like, yeah, but they still are centered on a commonality that they're gonna fight against white supremacy. All their doctrines is rooted on fighting white supremacy and really just recruiting primarily foundation Black Americans. That's what he's trying to tell the guy. But the guy, like, they caught up in their hatred towards myself and you guys, and of course Tariq Nasheed.
Hebrew Israelite is the same shit.
not on well, they might be diametrically opposed on some maybe I guess like some doctrine type of shit, but insofar as on the Black Power tip, because a lot of them NOI dudes
Be on a Black Power tip, they kind of agree, and what all he means is Black pride. You're right. I'm Black and I'm proud. Like proud, standing on 10. Yeah, they might disagree ideology, but they're going to agree as far as they're Black Americans. So, but I've been warning these tethers this for longest. I said you might convince an FBA to ride with you temporarily. I said, but at the end of the day, I know that's like trying to befriend a wild tiger. You might could tame him for a little while, but eventually he's gonna get you. He's gonna pounce on you because his nature is gonna override the taming. Okay, the FBA is the taming is borrowing these ideologies, but eventually circumstances is gonna make us go back to our instincts, right? Elijah Muhammad said, if the teachings don't get you, the conditions will. So, and what I'm saying is, as FBAs, if our talking points don't get you, white supremacy will. And they're going to make you bow down and make you confess that, yeah, it's all about the lineage, baby. Listen to this tether go further.
insofar as on the Black Power tip, because a lot of them NOI dudes be on the Black Power tip, like a college. Because the college ain't like Louis Farrakhan. They had really different agendas. You know what I'm talking about? Like Khaled was on some nigga, we gonna burn this shit down, fuck these pussy ass crackers. You know, he on that shit, right?
See?
But a lot of the people who joined them organizations, even if they got what seems to be disparate like mission statements in each of them organizations, a lot of the people who joined it, they joined for that same intrinsic reason, which is to see our people do better. That's the general common.
See, so he's like, yo, at the end of the day, they came together on a common ideology, which is to see Black Americans do better and fight against white supremacy. So even though they had these ideologies that oppose each other, if you just get them to focus on the core, you'll get them all together agreeing, right? I mean, he's a little too late, but he's figuring that out now.
Thread that binds all of them type of people.
One more time.
So that's joined for that same intrinsic reason, which is to see our people do better. That's the general common thread that binds all of them type of people. So you might be Hebrew Israelite, you know what I'm talking about, but you're gonna link with a dude that's in the Moors, you're gonna link with a dude that's in the NOI, you're gonna link with, you feel me? Because they all kind of in the same sort of thinking, like, you feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that
I
part
don't know. I think it's
Yeah. So look, I hear you. So he kind of like understood that no matter what FBAs a tether could get to ride with them against the lineage, the scary thing is they're still with the lineage. So eventually it's inevitable that some of them will pick a side. It's gonna be the lineage over the tether. So that was his concern. He's like, yo, basically, I'm riding with y'all docs. He's saying I'm riding with y'all pals, but I don't trust y'all because y'all have a common interest, a common goal with each other that I don't have with you guys. And when you guys focus on that, I'm the outlier. You did. Y'all gonna kick me to the curb and cockroach stomp me. So he figured it out. But it's too late because we've been figured that out. They're mad that we found out how to get along in spite of our differences. That's what's pissing them off. Pan-Africans could never have done that. They could never get along in spite of their differences. Some people worship Garvey, some people worship Umar Johnson, some people worship the ancestors, some of them worship the Hotep Egyptians. So they're all over the place. And they just debate each other all day long, tear each other apart. Okay. So, well, wait, matter of fact, let me go right here real quick. So it's interesting that Elder Professor Smalls knew about delineation and ethnicity versus racial categories long before we start talking about it. So he already knew about this stuff. So for him to play dumb, this is why Tariq was so upset at him and disappointed. It's like, yo, you basically like Tariq is like, yo, you the one that shared it with me. So I know you know. So why you acting dumb now that I'm saying delineate? Why you acting dumb? You knew this was inevitable.
People are so punked out and scared of the white man that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us. You know?
Explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both. Is explaining what Foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both.
Our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place. We African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation.
There's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation.
Racially, we are together, but
economically, we may well be enemies.
What's going on with you, brother? All this clout chasing you doing, putting FBA in the title, your last 15 videos have FBA in the titles. What's going on with you, brother Ankh, is you're jealous of unbiased sports. And here you is clout chasing FBA Ron, unbiased sports, whatever you want to label this channel, is getting more views than you, and you've been around for fucking 50 years, and you're jealous about it. So you put an FBA in your title every 15 videos to clout chase. Stop, Unc. Let it go. You will never be a conscious community celebrity.
The other people can see this. So family, it's that easy. A neutral party from the outside is watching what's going on the inside. It's like, dude, and like I said, with a Kwanzaa, with the Teddy Ruxpin Kwanzaa guy, FBA in their titles, they're mad at myself, Afro-Elite, Alpha, Network, Dennis Sperling, Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, Mr. Professor Truth, Red Supreme, everybody out there that's putting in hard work for the lineage, right? Everybody out there that's putting in hard work. These tethers and Pan-African booty scratchers are hating on the outside. And they're like, whoa, shit, let's put FBA in the title and let's just clout chase the name, right? And let's make up stupid, dumb arguments. Now, let me give you a case in point of how we know we're winning. So there was a panel about FBA. Are we xenophobic? Are we just patriotic? Like, what's the deal? So a person who came on this channel and debated me as a Pan-African, right? She's talking different now. And this is what the tether was saying earlier. Like, even though they might be out of date on where we at today in this delineation, right? Even though they're out of date, they are outdated. They are still FBA. So eventually their instinct is going to click in. So this is a case in point with this Pan-African. Look how she shifted her views. Her entire panel was confused because they introduced her as the Pan-African, the person who has an opposing stance against FBA. Look what she's saying now that confused all of them.
Overachievers or underachievers? Because what you said, it kind of is like they are doing so well. They're coming in and doing and getting stars and getting malls. And then you say, but they're on SNAP benefits and all they're going, like, if I'm winning, why I'm going back to my homeland?
They're defrauding the government. So at one point, I agree with the FBA when it comes down to people should not be able to come over to America.
So she said, I agree with the FBA that people should not be like we're a monolith, like we're a group. I agree with the FBA that people should not be able to come over. Now, this is a Pan-African who was just saying the opposite when she was on my show. But family, the truth is, listen, your FBA, you can be a coon all you want, you can be a pal, a doc. Eventually, for some of these people, the message just cuts through all that. So now she's admitting this.
The FBA, when it comes down to people should.
It's a no. They're going like if I'm winning, why I'm going back to my homeland?
They're defrauding the government. So at one point, I agree with the FBA when it comes down to people should not be able to come over to America, get benefits, and have all these kids and everything, and leave it for the government and my tax dollars to pay for their kids.
Explain that. Like, how are they doing that?
Okay, what they're doing is that they're doing the guise of marriage. Oh, okay, I'm married to you, right? They have one main wife that they love, and then they have all these other different wives, so-called, that they like are just impregnating, having kids with. And then they like, these people are then getting like benefits and this, that, they're lying and stuff like that, saying this and saying that, lying about this whole thing. Meanwhile, our tax dollars are paying for this. And then this guy gets to go back over to Somalia and be with his original wife, the first wife, and he really, really super duper love. Meanwhile, these kids are over here, we got to take care of them.
Like what you said make no sense. So I'm going to come to the United States, scam everybody, get the time.
So again, this is a Pan-African now representing some of our core ideas to a tether. Now, normally they'd be on the same side. Like I said, not too long ago, she was team tether 100%, but now she's debating a tether because, family, that's why some of us be on just chill mode. We won't be getting all upset, out of control, like those who come on this show, because we already know what it is. Like, this is inevitable. We are the new civil rights movement. We are making history. We are history, and they're on the wrong side of history right now. So some of our names will be documented for kids, as 10 years, like 20 years later, kids look at, adults look at our names, our YouTube channels, you guys in the chat, you guys who had pulled up on a panel. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be history. You're going to be part of history, and your kids and grandkids going to say, nah, my grandma, my nana, my uncle, my dad was not a coward. My dad was not rocking with that Doc Powell tether stuff, that Pan-African stuff. Nah, my dad, my grandma, nana, my auntie, my aunt was rocking, standing on business, acknowledging the FBA. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, in the near future.
Of my life, get a couple of kids, get business, everything is going, and then I'm going to go back to the place where I was from and I didn't get nothing like that. Why? Why would I go back?
Because you could you could live like a king over in Africa. You could like take the money from Africa and from America and bring it over to Africa and funnel the money from America over to Africa and live there.
So they are overachieving scammers.
Excuse me, Genesis, can you turn your camera off?
Okay, so that's a little piece of what I'm explaining. Now let's get to Teddy Ruxpin. Let's get to Teddy Ruxpin. Everybody, all right, where's my chat? Let me see my chat. So I almost missed another super chat. I got you. I'm gonna go back and catch it. Make sure everybody's liking the video. Now you see Tethers trying to emphasize the likes on their videos. Like, you got some cloud chasing cornballs who I be playing. All they do is play Tariq Nasheed videos. Oh, look at this. Hey, I need 310 likes on this video. Hey, wait, why do you need 310 likes? Like, what happens after that? The dude just be saying like tether shit. Yo, family, help me get 280 likes on this video. Like, nobody ever asked him, like, why you need 280 likes? Now, of course, he's not nowhere meeting that goal. He's like at 90 likes or whatever. But the content is just clout chasing Tariq Nasheed. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Another failed YouTube channel. So anyway, let me shout out the super chat that went through. We got Donnie C. Williams. He $2 super chat. Lady is love in the building. He said Baba Smalls agreed with it. Exactly. That's why we're taking Baba for our own. We're taking Professor Smalls for our own. You know, we're gonna give him a pass. All the babbling he was doing, hating, we give him a pass because now we see his true desires, his true instincts is what we heard. Okay, what we got, and he is 100% FBA. He's cosplaying as a Pan-African tether, but we already know what he is, right? So we got Crown City 499 super chat, lineage love in the building. Keep doing your thing. Does Crown have a wrench? Yeah, Crown got a wrench. Okay. So Crown City says, keep doing your thing, my guy. Shout out from Texas, man. Peace to Texas. Shout out to Texas. Golden Brown says, man, how are moving from our original mind? Let me see. Divide and willing. Do Africans watch Emmanuel Brito? Unfortunately, if they do, they risking their lives. They got to wash amongst the crocodiles and hippos. So I take that. I would say no. You get eaten by a crocodile if you try to shower. So what would you do? That's why in my opinion, that's why I'm gonna be musty. First class citizen threw a $2 super chat in the building. Lineage love here. He says FBA isn't anti anybody, but we're pro lineage, right? And to them, pro lineage is anti the world. They're weird and sick. First class citizen came back in the super chat with $2 more. Lineage love there. He says, but we're anti tether for sure. Yeah, the only anti that we are that you can say that we will hold anti tether, anti white supremacy, anti-coon, things like that. We will stand on that. Yeah, we're anti that. And we're not apologizing. Okay. So let me make sure. So the chat's in the building. The chat is ready. Okay, so let's cook on Teddy Ruxpin. So listen to Teddy Ruxpin go. Let me make sure I don't miss him. I did miss. All right. Okay, so around right here, I don't want to hear no corny ass drums. He got an intro. I ain't trying to hear no drums, no African drums, like we're in a damn Congo with King Leopold III and shit.
We got a special guest in the building today, y'all. He's like the special guest, the what do they call it? Cause when you are featured, when you're always on the
bro, just get to it, man.
It ain't too special, but that's okay. That's cool.
And their guests always be zesty as hell. Like why zesty and Pan-Africanism go hand in hand so often?
Those who have the best of us always downplay themselves, but nonetheless, family, we are
now. This is Teddy Ruxpin, by the way. Look at the bear, and I'm gonna show him, right? Okay, so he got clown for his Kwanzaa outfit, so he's trying to look like more street. So this is him. Tell me they're not identical. I'll wait. They're not identical, but you guys see him in his Kwanzaa outfit. Hold on. Well, he got clown for the Teddy Ruxpin Kwanzaa outfit. So he started trying to look like hood. You know how they do. These Pan-Africans, they weird. Like they can't just be themselves and just dress the way they dress. Like they fall for the jokes, the roasting. Okay. What's her name? Dr. Ancient Mama. You gotta see this guy over here. This is another failed channel. 21,000 subscribers. Now I want y'all to see this for yourself. 21,000 subscribers. And can't get nobody to watch. It's like, yo, what's up? Like, why y'all not at least attractive to other Pan-Africans? Yeah, we ain't gonna watch you. Of course not. But why can't y'all attract other Pan-Africans? All right, so now I want y'all to see the Teddy Ruxpin outfit. I mean, he looked just like this damn bear, yo. No. We don't want to hear you going. Y'all tell me this ain't him. Right there at the bottom. That ain't that bear. Yeah, look. So that this is who he really is. This is the real Teddy Ruxpin. What they call drug and withdrawal, right? Drug addiction, withdrawal, whatever you call himself. And that's the real him. This old fake gangster trying to look hip, trying to look cool. That ain't him. All right, so now let's get into this. Let's get in and get out. We ain't trying to be all night with this.
Going to slow.
And let me leave the link just for him. Only this guy. Okay, come on. I'm leaving the link just for him. I invited him over. I want him to defend himself. Yeah, he looked just like that damn teddy bear, yo. That Teddy Ruxpin, Kwanzaa teddy bear. Yeah, no, he will get in his feelings. He will definitely over here. I already know if you click the link, I got to throw him off. I think he's gonna overtalk me. He's gonna tiptoe. He's gonna twist. He's gonna tether. He's gonna troll. He's gonna tap out. I already know that for sure. He's gonna add a 5T on that 4T, that 4 thing tethers do. He's gonna add a 5th one. Okay, so let me go in. Let me get this off and running.
Some things down today, and we want you to join us. Thanks for joining us. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to both platforms, brother. Proper Perspective, the Proper Perspective.
Nobody came to either. Okay. Wait. He talking about the guy. Oh, that's the guy cooked, bro. Family. He's shouting out the guy cooked already. Hey, so he is interviewing the Proper Perspective. This guy couldn't even admit Africans' role in the transatlantic slave trade. I cooked this dude, yo. But his name is the Proper Perspective. Yeah, go on my channel and find that live. I probably got to run that one back. You guys can watch. I might do that at work, run that live back. Y'all can see me cook the Proper Perspective.
Not the best, fair, because I think it deserves some nuance. And it's so interesting, I tell you, because is that I really appreciate your mind and I really appreciate how you frame things.
So he said, now you know he lying. Because this dude, if y'all go watch this guy, when we talk, you know, this dude got 3 marbles in his brain. That's it. Like, he is the furthest. He's the furthest from being smart, being received as an intellectual. He's the furthest. He's just another, like, they're trying to link up on one thing in common. He just hate the lineage. That's all.
Because, like, he and I don't even really talk about these things, but when we come together,
now you heard him? I don't talk about these things, but when we come together, I told you, family, it's all about the lineage. Everybody got the lineage in their mouth. Pause.
It be working out, you know what I mean? Right. It works out like that, nonetheless. What I want to say is, family, go ahead again and like this video, share this video, thumb it up, and we're gonna go ahead and get started today. But Proper Perspective, Professor Shabazz, go ahead and talk to the people.
Yeah, did he call him Professor Shabazz?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right about, it's funny. It's kind of funny sometimes because
DAW. Before you click that link, bro, you might want to watch my discussion with that guy. Okay, you want to tighten up, because if you come in with that shit, it's RIP to you too. Yeah, that dude views and subscription went down after I handled that guy, made a fool of him. And he 4T'd me.
Talk about these things, but then when we link up, it's like, yeah, we end up like right around in that same little ball.
That's called cloud chasing, my guy.
Like it's the power. You study, and you just become aware, and when you like, if you know that somebody is not telling the truth because you know what the truth is, then yeah, the red flags go off. Absolutely. And so you just like, well, yeah, we gotta talk about that. Something needs to be addressed.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, it ain't that one. It's this one I'm supposed to be watching. I don't know what that
Something
meant.
needs to
I
be
guess it was
addressed
this. I guess it was
in some
this.
kind of
Wow.
way.
Absolutely,
Whatever.
absolutely. And I promise you that we're going to try to get through this today, and we're going to try to move expeditiously
3-hour video,
through this,
family.
because this is a 101 class, Professor Shabazz. This is a 101 class.
His name is Professor
Is my
Shabazz.
gain too high, or was it okay?
Bro, go, man.
My gain was just and swept the platform clean. I'm saying that brother Diallo Kenyatta, I said it's kind of like, I grew up around the way, but I wasn't always doing
Okay, so he had this zesty ass tether or his channel. Like all this is family. This is yes men or whatever. Yes, trans men. I don't know what they are. That's all it is. They got together because they're haters. It ain't because they even agree with each other. All right. And they have different doctrines. They read different Pan-African books. They're all different authors, so they don't get along.
the things around the way, but if something had to go down, I go and take care of biz. So that was like one of those, see too many people fighting back.
Yeah, true that. I saw that one. Yeah,
I see he took us. I mean, these clips that I'm putting up on social media,
Nobody
they're actually
watching.
doing pretty good. Go over there, family, follow me.
Hey, when he said they're doing good, don't forget these guys are used to having 3 people live watch them. So when they get 15, 50, that's doing great to them. Okay.
On all platforms at Dr. That's DR. Because be sure to go to school tonight. From an African perspective, this like 2 professors. Well, we're going to do this together. From an African perspective, this is a dialogue, a dialogical process. This is, we want to see you hit the chat, as Sister Queen says. She says, I forgot what she says, but hit the chat and don't hold back or something like that. But nonetheless, do all the things, jump in the chat and don't hold back. And if you want to come on and you want to build, perhaps we'll let you come on today, but we don't want to mess up the energy. We don't want it. We want people that can add to this, because it's not about beating
start
anything
the goddamn
up.
show, man. We're 6 minutes in. We're 6 minutes in, and he's just, go ahead, bro. Just start the show.
The people who believe in their the ideology, not necessarily that gets in the way of doing that. That is what and anything that gets in the way of doing that. That is what I am challenging. I am not necessarily challenging the people who.
And they always do the challenge with another tether Pan-African alongside them. The challenge is never with an opposing thought. Like they never have an FBA on there talking with them. There's always nothing, man.
In their beliefs. I am challenging the ideology itself. And the ideological, the ideology.
Okay, yeah, you can't even say it right, but the dude just making up the shit. Some ideological. I heard the other clown from the Failure Channel talk about the FBA ideology. Y'all can make up whatever you want. There's no FBA ideology, my guy. But there is something called ORN code. There's definitely an FBA code, but there's no FBA ideology. Yeah, but y'all can make shit up all y'all want. It's okay.
That have our people confused, sick, and pointing the fingers at each other. And
that's a goddamn lie. FBAs are not pointing fingers at each other. We are doing a group lineage hug. You dig? First class citizen back in the super chat with the lineage love. He got $2. He said what they're doing is called trauma bonding. Exactly. Thank you for the proper terminology. So I was trying to come up with something, but there you go. Trauma bonding. That's what they have in common, man. Trauma bonding. Yep.
Will continue to speak about most of these ideologies.
Yo, can you say the shit right, man?
This is not just one.
He's supposed to be a doctor, PhD. He can't even say the goddamn word right. Listen to this guy.
Have our people confused, sick, and pointing the fingers at each other. And I will continue to speak about most of these ideologies.
What is it? What, bro? Say this shit right the first time, doctor.
You to speak about most of these ideologies.
Yeah, his university, like, yo, do not tell them where you went to school at. They're like, yo, you are doing us this favor and shit.
I mean, this is not just one. This is just one of many. And this one hasn't even made it in academia. I'm saying I'm coming for all the ideologies that cause us problems, that misguides us and keep us pointing fingers instead of healing. These ideologies that try to point at other Black African people.
There's no such thing as other Black African people. Family, it's imperative and important that we keep the wording, we keep Black, remind them. There's no other Africans out there, okay? Professor Smalls already told you that. Okay, watch this. Look at the elder. So I'm gonna say prophet. Yeah, I'm gonna elevate the elder to a prophet because he prophesied this. Listen to this.
Scared of the white man, that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us. You know?
Explaining what foundation of Black Americanism.
We got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place.
Prophet,
ethnically, we African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called Africa.
He can say he's African, and you could call them Black, but they're not Black, and they're not African. What are they, Prophet Smalls?
He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic.
Right. They have an ethnic name as well. They're not Black or African. They come from a country. Call them by their ethnic name, my guy. All right, do that for us. Don't just say Black or African and group them up like there's a collective, like they are a monolith. No, they are tribal as hell. They can't get along on nothing. As a matter of fact, I got something on that too. The state of Nigeria. Yeah, we're gonna cook. But let the doctor go on. He can't say the word ideology and none of that shit correctly. But go ahead, Doc.
No, and try to fit and utilize these other identity categories such as ethnicity, sexuality, gender, what have you, to cause division, to point the fingers at one another. And the reality is there's not enough evidence, or I mean, you will never find evidence to say that we are the oppressors of each other. You won't find that evidence. You will find evidence that they are oppressive.
Okay, so this guy said you won't find evidence that we oppress each other. I'm calling that cap. That's 100% cap, doctor. And Willie James, you're calling in. The show just got started. I ain't got all night, but I'm gonna let you on. Hopefully you got something. Unmute, Willie James, unmute. Willie James, unmute. God, they call in on say shit.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yes, is this the FBA podcast?
Well, this is FBA News and Updates.
Yeah, I got a question, brother. I support FBA, but I think Sir Rasun said it. He supports FBA too.
Sometimes he does. Well, initially he did. I remember like last year he did. I don't know where he's at now.
And also I think Brother Polite supports FBA.
How you know that? He in jail.
He was on side and the other side. They all together. They all supported FBA.
Nah, I could have sworn he said he was Nigerian or something like that.
I think he Panamanian.
God damn, really?
I think he from Panama or something like that.
Oh, he all fucked up. Yeah, but okay, say if he is. Okay, what's wrong with that?
Nothing if he supports FBA.
Yeah, we ain't got a problem with nobody who supports. Like we appreciate support. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have tolerance for those who are anti FBA, what I call FBAism.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the person I'm playing tonight. Or Dr. Ancient Mama Maya.
Oh, from Baltimore?
Yeah, they're anti-FBA.
She may be, but she is FBA. She might be anti-FBA, but she is FBA.
What's the difference? Then I mean, Larry Elder is the FBA, but he's 100% anti-FBA. So I mean, just because you're FBA don't mean we say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, right? You believe that, right?
Yes. But to
So
me, though, I got one more thing to say about that. You think Africa should pay us reparations too, since
of course. Hell yeah.
Right.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what,
We're coming after them next. We're gonna straighten out America. And this is why they're so against it. This is why trying to make us love them and everybody's African all of a sudden. Like, no, 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 because if we all African, they don't owe us. Like, no, no, we're not falling for that bullshit.
right. Well, what we need to do, I think in 2026, round about the summer, we need to have a debate between FBA and Pan-Africanism. I'm talking
Bro,
about
we
like,
do that on my show on a regular basis, bro. They come over and get cooked, bro. They are not, and Tariq Nasheed does the same thing. Jason Black, Afro-Elite, bro. They are zero interested in debating us, bro. Yeah, I just had a guy come. Bro, you got to check out my show, man. Yeah, I got so many interviews and debates with Pan-Africans, man. So many, bro. Like more than 100 on this channel, bro. More than 100.
okay.
Yeah, so we already did that. They can't refute any of our talking points. And matter of fact, this guy right here that I'm playing, I've been trying to get him on here. Like he agreed at some point. I guess he heard about me through the people I cooked in his circles, and he's been dodging me. And I wrote him again today. Like, hey, he responded too, but it wasn't that he'll pull up. He just responded with, "Oh man, you a snake oil salesman. I don't even sell shit." But you know that's just defamation.
Are you
But
talking about the dude? He lives in Africa. He's light skinned with dreads,
this
dreadlock,
guy right here, I'm gonna share my screen.
Afro-Elite or something like that, or it's
Look, this guy right here is they call him Kwanzaa Teddy Ruxpin right here.
don't he live in Africa or something?
I
Or
don't
he
know.
over there?
I don't know where you live, all right, but you see the little teddy bear on the left? That's what they call him. Kwanzaa Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, but that's the guy who we're trying to get over here. Dr. Mayat promised she'll come over here. She bailed out. So, bro, you're like late to the party. These guys are not interested at all in having. Matter of fact, bro, I just left Sinetta, bro. You know who Sinetta is?
Yeah, he supports FBA, but I don't think he's FBA bloodline.
No. No. Just stay focused. What we're talking about. We're talking about getting Pan-Africans to debate FBA. I just went over there as the only FBA, or it was me and another brother, and it was a Pan-African crowd, a Pan-African panel, and none of them wanted to do no challenge.
Okay.
You feel me? So like they're not interested in having a serious debate. They just can't win. So they go to clout chasing and trolling, bro. That's what they do best.
Yeah, but the Tariq Nasheed, I know he don't run FBA. He not the leader, but the movement is like the cat out of the bag now. So it ain't really nothing they can do. They gonna keep dissing, but eventually,
we don't mind.
Yeah, but all right, man. I'll talk to you.
I appreciate it, bro. Tap in, subscribe, and look tomorrow. It'll be more open panel, and you will get to talk to a Pan-African or a tether. I guarantee you. If you call in tomorrow, I guarantee you you'll be able to speak to one of these Pan-African tethers.
Okay.
Because they always call in to troll. They're never serious. No serious dialogue.
Okay.
All right, bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right.
All right. Peace. Yeah, that was a good brother. That was a good brother. Hopefully he taps in and check out the channel, subscribe and all that good stuff. Now check this guy out.
You won't find that.
Okay, so he said that there's no evidence that we are oppressed by non-FBAs.
What have you to cause division, to point the fingers at one another. And the reality is there's not enough evidence, or I mean, you will never find evidence to say that we are the oppressors of each other.
Okay, so that's the claim, family. He said he made an absolute claim. He said you would never find evidence. Now, you know you can't talk like that. And he's a doctor, allegedly. He's supposed to have a PhD of some sort. And he made an absolute statement. I mean, you know, they should take his PhD. Look at this.
To point the fingers at one another. And the reality is there's not enough evidence, or I mean, you will never find evidence to say we that we are the oppressors of each other.
Okay, so now he trying to sell you on his looks, right? He trying to sell you with the Pan-African voodoo stare that there's no evidence that we're oppressed by non-FBAs. I disagree, and most of us that will disagree to that. Okay, like that's a crazy position to take. You did you were literally an absolutist, is what I call them. So that is an overstatement, obviously, because we can absolutely find evidence of intra-community harm and exploitation. We give so many examples of that. How about just flat out people, those African taxi cab drivers riding right past FBA? Like that's like the most common sense one that happens all the time. What about class exploitation? Throw shit at you. We have colorism. You know, certain people look at us. You see myself. I'm not the darkest person in the room. Sexism. These are ways you can be exploited, and these are called different forms of oppression. He just made that shit up. How about abuse, gatekeeping, scamming, the hush puppies? Okay, corrupt leadership, which they known to do. They get the guy who got locked up from that school stuff. He ran like 6 schools, a tether with no life, no degree, lied. These guys stay getting locked up. But look at the whole Somalian Minnesota. All right. So for him to say that there's no evidence of us being oppressed by tethers, like you just made that shit up. Like, yo, it's easy to oppress another people, especially like they've been caught. But this is a doctor who made an absolute statement and was absolutely incorrect.
You won't find that evidence. You will find evidence.
We just did. Okay, a simple couple examples of it. You're done. All right, that you talking about.
That they are oppressors, and there's people who are acting as agents of the oppressor. But in essence,
yeah. Oh wait, that's actually okay. So family, before he say another word, because what he's going to try to do is change the narrative. He's going to pretend that FBAs are agents. We are on the side of white supremacists, and Africans are standing 10 toes hard against their former colonizers, and they're all about justice and Pan-Africanism, and those salty FBAs, they're the only people who don't want to unite, right? They're divisive and xenophobic, all that good stuff, right? Watch this. Okay, he's out of here. He's out of here. Now I'm gonna introduce you to an African, a well-respected African. He has a different recollection on Nigeria and Pan-Africanism. So I want y'all to pay attention very closely to his words. Then I'm gonna play this Teddy Ruxpin Kwanzaa guy words over, and watch how far off he is. This is how you know they're just lying, deceitful people, man. So you're gonna listen to a guy who's from Liberia, right? And lived in Nigeria for like 9 years or something like that, and he's gonna tell you exactly the politics in Nigeria. Okay, hold on. Don't start talking now. Watch this. So let's listen to him first, and then we'll go back and listen to Teddy Ruxpin.
Year 2000, I was 15 years old. Obasanjo joined Nigeria in the year. I immigrated to Nigeria in the year 2000. I was 15 years old. Obasanjo just took over in 1999, a year after I arrived. I did my primary school in Nigeria, secondary school, wrote my WAEC in Nigeria. I went to New Horizons College in Niger State, Minna. I live in the Middle Belt. I've been to Kwara State many times. I speak Hausa very well. So I'm half Nigerian, I will say, because I live in that country for more than 10 years. And I spend most part of my life there, and I have friends, family up till now in Nigeria. So if you wrote common entrance and you wrote WAEC, You should know Nigerian history. You should know the politics. And me being a Pan-Africanist, I have followed through most of the political activities in Nigeria. So that's what gave me, just to give you a background of who I am, so that I will be able to make analysis on the ongoing issues in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Please.
Yeah. I'm from Liberia, by the way. The name of my country is Liberia. And if you know Liberia, Nigeria helped us in the 90s when we had civil war in our country. Liberia was falling apart. We fought civil war, from 1999 down to 2003, and Nigerian forces helped quench the civil war in Liberia. So Nigeria was the hope of the continent, the giant of Africa, the country we all look up to and say, one day in the future, this is going to be our China. This is going to be our United States. If Nigeria succeeds, Africa succeeds. Every African, especially if you live in West Africa area, I'm not talking about regular people, but people who really analyze issue, you will know that Nigeria was the hope of the continent. But unfortunately, in the last 10 years, we've seen Nigeria going down the drain. We've seen Nigeria promising future now becoming dashed, and we've seen that it seems that there's no hope. So when people are making a lot of analysis, I come in and tell them that this is my own understanding. The problem in Nigeria is a summary of what is happening in all of African countries, which is number one, the way we got independence, the institutions that we inherited were not decolonized. It's like the colonial masters made a deal with people we call...
Wait, hold on. Doesn't this sound exactly like Tariq Nasheed? Huh? This sounds exactly like Tariq Nasheed. He said when they signed those treaties, they basically validated white supremacy. They acknowledged white supremacy as a real entity that they should respect and take seriously. Okay, he said that they did deals with them without decolonizing first. This is exactly what Tariq Nasheed said. But when Tariq Nasheed says it, he's a xenophobic, hating African hater. Okay, this dude, you can look this dude up. Look, he's introduced as Sekou Killer, a Liberian and a Pan-Africanist. So again, if we say it, it's a problem. If they say it, it's just the truth.
Institutions that we inherited were not decolonized. It's like the colonial masters made a deal with people we call freedom fighters, and they replaced them. They just replaced the white Oyibo with our black brother who continue the colonial legacy. And I will give you an example. Your police is a typical colonial police. During the colonial era, the police was meant to protect the colonial elite. The police was there to beat up the people, subdue them, and terrorize them to protect the colonial masters. That's what the African police do now. That's what the Nigerian police does. The elite of the colonial era, they were bourgeoisie who lived in Africa, but then their real home is London. Their hospital is Paris. When the colonial masters get sick, they take them to Lisbon, they take them to Paris, they take them abroad to go get treated in the what they call the metropole. And the Africa was the farm, was the place they work, was where is where you extract the natural resources. The London is where you go to enjoy it. Our elite are following the same pattern. The educational institutions were designed to make the colonial masters to look like saviors and tell the people who have been exploited to appear as if they are being indebted. They have to be grateful to the colonial masters for giving them education. Why that education was actually a miseducation. If you watch our education today, it followed the same pattern. The religion was created to pacify the public in order for them not to stage a revolution. The colonialists were in bed with the religious masters. They tell the people to calm down. In fact, our traditional rulers, some of them were compromised. Those of them who
So their rulers were compromised, but we're supposed to link up with these guys, right? Link up with compromised agents. So he is pretty much saying that these guys are agents of their former colonizers, but we're supposed to link up with these folks, right? And do business with them. People who are compromised. Now, come on, make that make sense, man.
who refuse to compromise were removed from their throne. If you compromise with the colonial system, then you remain on your throne. Today is the same thing. Our traditional leader have to compromise with the men in Abuja, the unknown forces in Abuja, in the capital. They have to connive with them to destroy your destiny. Now, all I'm saying here is that the colonial system continues, but it has just changed phase.
Oh, so the system continues. It's just not white folks ain't running it. It's the Africans, it's the Nigerians, the Yorubas, the Igbos, everything I've been saying. Everything I've been saying. But if an FBA person say it, it's false, it's fake news, it's xenophobic, it's tribalism, whatever y'all want to say. It's being divisive. So we need a Pan-African or an African themselves to say it. It's Liberian man is just telling you the politics in Nigeria, dropping the hot fire signs. Nobody's going to say he's divisive, xenophobic. Nobody's going to say he's lying. They know he's credible. He's a Pan-Africanist, and he's just being real. Okay? Check it out.
It just have a black face on it. So I say this to tell you, when people say, let's divide Nigeria, let's break up the country, let's have a Yoruba nation, let's have
Yo, so they want to divide again, family. All they do is just divide themselves. We talk about the West Indian Federation, divided. The Pan-African liberation of the 1960s, divided. All they know how to do is divide. And they talk about Nigeria should divide again and break up to 7 small separate countries. All they know how to do out there is divide, but we're supposed to link up with them. We're uniting, right? So, so we're going to unite with people who divide. We're going to add to division. Come on, man. Like, what is this? PEMDAS? You dig? Like so we're going to add to a division equation. That's like PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Shelly. Come on, man. Like, division before addition. Come on, man. Are we doing PEMDAS? So divide. It don't make any sense. We're going to add to division.
Igbo nation. As a Pan-Africanist, I'm sad because our philosophy was to create a black United States of Africa. So when we see now that a country like Nigeria cannot survive, that means that our theory has been debunked.
Uh-oh. What he just said was Pan-Africanism is dead. He said the hub, he said that the theory of Pan-Africanism, all the eggs were in the basket of Nigeria being strong and fighting against their former colonizers. He said once Nigeria cannot do that, the theory is gone. The theory is done. The theory of creating an African United States is done. He just said this Pan-Africanist said Pan-Africanism is dead, and he's explaining why. He's not just saying it, he's explaining.
A black United States of Africa. So when we see now that a country like Nigeria cannot survive, that means that our theory has been debunked. But here is what we tell people. It doesn't matter if you divide Nigeria today into 7 countries. The same elite who are in bed with London, who are in bed with these forces in Europe, they will be the same elite who will take over this country.
In other words, they're handcuffed to the white man. Remember the white man who they say, FBAs, man, well, why you on our bumper, yo, pause. They'd be like, yo, we got one common enemy. And I always be like, who's that? Because y'all twins, you dig? Ain't that your twin? You know the YNs be like, yeah, what up, twin? That's how white supremacists in Africa talk to each other. What up, twin? So he just told you, like, yo, they're connected They break up to 7 countries. These are just different seven. These are just 7 countries who are still owned and controlled by colonizers, not because they're forced to be owned and controlled. It's because they want to be. They have no fight in them at all. This is a lay down and get down heritage. You dig?
Example, South Sudan and Sudan. Did South Sudan become better after they broke out from Sudan? I don't think so. Many countries are breaking up in Africa after independence, but it was the same elite who were transported to the new country. The main people who wanted actual freedom were killed, were removed. Those who wanted real transformation were replaced.
Those who wanted the real transformation were replaced, and they are coming to America like Eddie Murphy, and they are disrespecting FBAs, and they're the main ones saying nigga, all that type of stuff. They are the replacements, and they're trying to replace us. They replaced the fighters in Nigeria, and they're trying to replace the fighters in the United States of America
with the bourgeoisie. Then the second thing I want to say, the forces, the internal forces that are working in African countries are against the people.
Damn.
If you look at Nigeria very well today, you can determine.
So in other words, Nigerians are the epitome of what about African on African crime?
The future of Nigeria by looking at the forces that are controlling Nigeria. What are these internal forces? One, the religious group. I grew up in northern Nigeria.
Hey, family, look at the quote. One Nigeria cannot work, so how can one Africa? This dude has rightfully, intellectually abandoned the Pan-African theory. He said, yo, we can't even get shit popping in one country. How are we going to get shit popping in 54? And that's exactly what we say as FBAs. We be like, yo, y'all can't get along with each other. How you going to get along with us 1,000 miles away? Straight different language, different culture, different history, different spirit, you dig? Different glow, all that stuff, man.
I went to school there. I was born a Muslim. I studied the Quran. I went to, if you have been to Niger State, Mina, if you know the institution called RET, Islamic Education Trust in Mina, controlled by Sheikh Ahmed Lemu. Those are the people that brought me up. They gave me scholarship. I went to that school in New Horizons College. I graduated there. I learned the Quran. I was a Muslim until I started traveling, and I decided to put religion aside. What I saw in northern Nigeria is that these people were colonized twice.
Damn.
They were first colonized by the
Hey, family, he just said they were colonized twice, but we're supposed to link up with them in America.
These people were colonized twice. They were first colonized by the Sokoto Caliphate through the Islamic Revolution. They were still under that colonialism, then the British colonialism came. So they are not in alignment with you in the South. You don't understand. They are operating under two influence of colonial culture that they have inherited. One, they inherited an extreme version of Islam called Wahhabism, which even Saudi Arabia is trying to abolish and embrace modernity. This northern Nigeria inherited an archaic, outdated Islamic view that came from Baghdad and Saudi Arabia those days. They inherited it. And it is very much entrenched in their culture. They do not believe in Nigeria as long as they are not on top. As long as Islam, though, for them, the vision for Nigeria is for Islam to triumph. That's the understanding for them. The destiny of Nigeria.
You heard that? He said Nigerians just care about Islam being prosperous and fruitful. They give a goddamn about Nigerians being prosperous. It's all about Islam. It's about bigging up Islam. That's it. Islam. That's the goal. That's your Pan-Africanism. That sounds more like Islamism, Pan-Islamism.
Must lean toward Islamic revolution. That is the
Islamic, man. They trying to get these folks Ibrahim. Isn't his name Ibrahim? Traore. Ibrahim sounds a lot like his Muslim, his Islamic thing. He's killing it. Ibrahim Traore, all these guys are trying to get y'all selling Pan-Africanism, but bringing that Quran everywhere they go. Here you go. Just read a chapter a day, my brother.
The elite.
Then next you know, you have bow ties in your hand, selling bean pies, everything, man. Sleeping on carpets, flying carpets, everything.
The agenda. I'm not talking about the ordinary people on the street. They don't know what's going on. But the elite, that was the thinking of Usman Dan Fodio. That was the thinking of Sir Amadou Bello. That was the thinking of all these elite that came up. The design, when they took over the army, you don't understand why they influenced the army in Nigeria. Their vision is to lead what Islamic revolution. Now, for you guys in the South, you had only one colonialism, which is the European. That's why there are people, Chris, John, Johnson. Frank
Zanou, all these American names. Yeah, you dig?
Fire or European colonialism, you fall back to your culture. They don't have no culture to fall back to.
Oh, damn. So they ain't got culture. Sheesh.
Only have Islamic extremism to fall back to when they are angry. That's why every riot in the North take an Islamic tune. Any fight, any fighting has to take an Islamic tune. They do not have any ideology or philosophy to fight with other than Islam.
Wow.
And this make you guys to live in two different planets, but yet you are trying to build a country. For me, even as a Pan-Africanist who want Africa to be together, I can tell you that northern and southern Nigeria cannot survive.
God damn. That's a mic drop. Hey, yo, man. Y'all can't do that with me, yo. Y'all can't do nothing with me. But now let's hear this clown. So I want y'all to hear that first. A guy who lives there, who know the politics, Liberian, speak the language, know the religion, know everything about everything. All right. But now let's listen to a dude living in goddamn California somewhere. Listen to this clown.
But still, they're operating on behalf of the oppressor because their minds are sick. In fact, sometimes it's not even about sickness. It's trying to, you want to get away from the pain. As Brother Diallo said, everybody, and I said that for years too. I mean, people want to be on a winning team. So so
now we listen to a real Pan-Africanist. These cosplayers in America that don't want to live in Africa at all. Now, dude told you he's born in Liberia. He's a Liberian that moved to Nigeria. So he lived in Africa. Right? Know the politics, speak the language, know the religions, know the culture, all that type of stuff. Would join the religion. So he knows the in and outs. And he's telling you, as a Pan-Africanist who want Africa to come together, he just don't see it. He don't see Nigeria ever getting close to that. North and South is too split. One is colonized by Arabs and the other, that's the North. And Southern Nigeria is colonized, or let's say people are under a colonized white supremacist mindset in Southern Nigeria and Upper Nigeria, North Nigeria, Northern Nigeria. Those folks are influenced by an Islamic Arab colonial mindset. So he said, basically, I've been there. I've seen the differences. They can't get along. They war with each other. They're tribal, North versus South. It ain't gonna happen. He's saying as a Pan-Africanist, he would love for it to happen. He said it ain't gonna happen. And he's saying it needs to happen. He said Nigeria is the hub. Nigeria is the link. He said Pan-Africanism in Africa cannot happen if Nigeria can't come together first.
You get tired and you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You just give up. And I know a lot of our brothers and sisters who joined onto the team in the moniker of FBA. Lots of them mean well. So
that's why I wanted y'all to hear that guy first and then hear this coon. And then hear this guy. Listen to the guy who's a real Pan-Africanist and listen to this cosplayer. This pathetic failure in America. Wishful thinking.
Let's go into FBA Ideology 101. Building, you know what I mean? And so it's going, we might as well just add Professor Shabazz here as well. You know what I mean? So I got some things for us, and I say it's so about. This is about this idea that this is just a lineage, that FBA is just a lineage.
Okay, as you can see, he got a lot of work to do in Africa. But this dude is focused on us. That's doing that. We're moving, right? But when we're about what he got to say, like, we're moving, Teddy Ruxpin. You got a lot of work to do in Africa, and he's running from where the real work is needed. They call themselves Pan-Africanism. Well, okay, well, shit, a real Pan-Africanist told you the work's in Africa. You got to get North and South Nigeria united. Hey, family, which one of these boneheads will ever, which one of these booty scratchers will ever take that mission? Which one of these people, these bone-nosed people will ever take that plate in their lip people will ever take that mission and try to unite Southern and Northern Nigeria? He worried about us, who's galvanizing, who's uniting, who's signal boosting on one accord in spite of our religious differences. We're on one accord in spite of our political positions, in spite of our origin stories and everything else. We are on one accord. The code, we have a code in spite of all of those major differences. In spite of all those major differences, we have one code, and right now we're on one accord, and it's growing, it's getting stronger, and we're galvanizing, and we're multiplying very fast. We even got fake Pan-Africans from America changing their mind and embracing the code. You dig? So we're gonna listen to Teddy Ruxpin.
That FBA is just a lineage. Like, oh, so that is the escape clause that they put out there, and they think they're. I don't know. Do they think they're smart? Do they really think they're smart, or they just don't understand what they're talking about, and they don't understand who they're talking to? I don't know, but one thing I can say is you're wrong either way. I would rather you be lost than disingenuous. I would rather you be lost than disingenuous. So that's why it's time to teach.
Family, he just led with ad hominems. He just disrespected. You ain't teach yet. Your family, we are 10 minutes and he ain't teach yet. And all of them take this position. Every last one of them, from Dr. Ancient Mama Maya, all of them take this position. There are teachers. Even you even heard Prophet Smalls. When he was talking to those tethers, he was those African booty scratchers. He was saying, oh, I gotta teach them who they are. If they want to know, if they want a lineage, and they need to come to me. They all take this elitist approach. We got to come to a Pan-African for guidance and leadership, and they have produced absolutely nothing that can warrant such a demand or a command. What have you guys ever done in this country or abroad to make us feel like, you know what? Yeah, let me come to you for some advice, because you didn't accomplish so much. Stop it.
I realize that if you are disingenuous, or you there's no waking you up. But this isn't for those who are disingenuous or just hurt. Okay, because it's not only that disingenuous people refuse to wake up. People who have not healed or unwilling to heal or unwilling.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, yo, you did an excellent job on that, sister. You and SLSLL. Hey, yo, y'all was doing a great job with the sister, yo. Damn, yo, y'all had her pretty much admit what she ended up admitting what she didn't want to admit. Like, she was trying to come here and be reserved and not really tell much about herself and what she got going on. You guys broke her down, but she was transparent as hell. She gave like full disclosure of her whole life. Man, y'all did a good job. But I remember you asked the guy, the head of state of Jamaica, the dude didn't know, and then he gave the wrong answer, then try to act like you asked something else. He just going all over the fucking place. Yeah, these guys are idiots, but they want to project that foolishness onto us. Now we're dumb. Like, they always say that. They can never prove it. They click links, they talk to you, they talk to SL, they talk to Lex Vortex, they talk to myself, they talk to so many people who hop on ex-architect, V4, Vengeance. They talk to us, and who else? They talk to Sincere Love was on here. They talk to Sanchez. They talk to the family, and they can't. They never prove how smart they are. They just don't. Like when we're waiting to see how smart they are, they drop the ball. They fumble the ball every time. Turnover on downs. First and go on the 10-yard line, FBA. Every time.
To look at themselves in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? It is, you know, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say we got lost somewhere along the line. And I'm saying I don't know how we got off course. I mean, I think we can speculate on, you know, certain people's and personalities and social media and different things have come about. But somewhere along the line, we have gotten off course. So I wasn't going to do that, but I think I'm going to bring an ancestor, an elder, warriors. In fact, her name is, she also goes by Sekhmet. And the name was given to her by Khalid Muhammad, if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna bring it.
Hey, bro. No, thank you, man. Yeah, we don't look at y'all African ancestors as a holy, you know, some type of person who deserved reverence and an ear. Like, stop it, bro. We'll pass on Sekhmet. Like, that name is, that's an Egyptian name. I'm good. Like, y'all can't even make your mind up. Are y'all African or you know, are y'all West African or y'all goddamn Kemet? That's our problem. Yo, make your mind up, my guy. 2355. So let's get on right here saying some stupid shit.
Using peer-reviewed theory and primary sources.
Okay, there we go. He's going to use peer-reviewed theory and primary sources. Oh, but here we go. Like the other guy, the other weirdo. I'm going to use science. I'm going to use science literacy to debunk everything. You're going to use science to debunk history? Like, what are you talking about, man? Yeah, science. I'm going to use science to debunk everything. I'm going to show science how to become a millionaire. You know, there's science. There's a scientific method on how to, you know, scam your way into millions. Like, oh, shit, bro. These guys use science for everything. There's a science how to beat traffic. Okay. Every argument comes down to, all right, now we got a peer review. Okay, bro. Let's hear this bullshit from a peer review study.
So again, this is a scholarly analysis, not a debate. It applies to social science definitions. It uses primary source material. And I want to say there's a core distinction here that we must keep clear. We must keep clear, and we must be very clear on this. That all identity is politically situated.
All right, family, don't forget this is peer reviewed. All identity is politically situated. Okay. Now, I got a feeling this dude is going to contradict himself later on. What do you guys think? What do you think? So all ideology is politically situated. Hold on.
Very clear on this. That all identity is politically situated. Let me say that one more time. That all identity is politically situated, but not all identity function as ideology. We must be clear in that. We must be clear in that. So what does that mean? All identity is politically situated, but not all identity function as ideology. There's no identity that exists, or that there's not even a need for an identity without some political reason. And we want to talk about political today. And what I mean by political, because we're not talking about electoral politics when we say political. Or at least when I say political, and when many of us say political, we're not talking about you thinking about going to vote. It's not excluding that, but that is not what political is. Political, to be political in essence, is the pursuit of power. How do you achieve it? How do you?
So all identity is politically situated. All right. Okay. All identity is politically situated. That's what he's rolling with. Okay. All right.
War. We don't think it's going to be a utopia, but we do want to balance and fight for us. Do we think everybody? No, everybody ain't coming. In fact, we have songs that everybody not going to make it. You know what I mean? So let's get back into more of what we're talking about here. So again, what FBA is not. FBA is not an umbrella racial category. It is not a specific subgroup with lineage-based claims and political.
Political what? You just said earlier that all identity is politically situated, and now you're saying FBA identity. Oh my God.
Umbrella racial category. It is not.
So now this is the problem when you read so-called peer review information and don't understand, don't comprehend what you're reading. Listen, he said I just told you earlier, all identity is politically situated. All identity is. Now all of a sudden FBA is not, this identity isn't politically situated. Watch this fool.
Specific subgroup with lineage-based claims and political. Okay, it is. It is.
No. Oh, it is. See, family, he just caught himself. Yeah, he just debunked himself. You just said earlier all identity is politically situated, and now FBA is not. But it is. Because he's reading and not comprehending what he's reading. But this is y'all leader. This is y'all new Papa, or he's trying to replace Papa.
FBA is not an umbrella racial category. It is not a specific subgroup with lineage-based claims and political. Okay, it is. It is a specific.
Yeah, he just debunked. Now, who takes this guy serious now? That is confirmation he does not know what he's reading. He doesn't comprehend. He's reading it. And he's saying we're not that after he said that 20 minutes earlier. And now, one more time. Don't forget what he said earlier. That's why I had you play it. When they make absolute claims, they usually contradict themselves. Okay. Almost all the time. He just said earlier, all identities are politically situated. And now he's saying FBA is not. And then he catch himself. Oh, no, it is, boss. This is embarrassing, bro. One more time.
FBA is not. Let's get back into.
Yeah, let's get back into it, man. Because you embarrass yourself, my guy.
So again, what FBA is not. FBA is not an umbrella racial category.
He's reading.
It is not a specific subgroup with lineage-based claims and political. Okay, it is. It is.
All right, I'm good. All right, hey, bro. Listen, I don't know how many chances you think you get to be wrong, but yeah. Okay, I'm not doing that with you. Okay, so now let's go here. Okay, all right, brother. Oh my gosh. That's what happens when you go live and you don't thoroughly have your information put together. You dig? You debunk yourself in real time. FBA is not a political. I'm sorry. It is. God damn, bro. As a doctor, you would think that he would fact check the information before he start to bring it to the live, right? Dude didn't even fact check his own information. All right, let's go here. But this is Teddy Ruxpin. This is the guy you guys think is so smart. To my tethers and Pan-Africans, like this is their guy. They put all their eggs on this guy in the basket of this guy. But after tonight, no more. He claims he was in retirement and he's out of retirement. Well, brother, I'm gonna put your old ass back in retirement.
Racial identity. Often say that what was pain that has been inflicted upon us by this society. So again, let's move. So now let's look at, I often say that what we call FBA is an identity. And more specifically, it's a Black racial identity. And a Black racial identity is a set of attitudes regarding oneself, other Black people, and other groups. Okay, this is where I put it. I don't put it as what they call a lineage or ethnic group, as they claim. I don't know. I can't see FBA being used. FBA cannot take the space or place of what they call African American. I know lots of us don't even take that. We say African, period, or African in America. But FBA, I will argue.
This guy really said Africans in America. Hey, bro, if you can find an African in America, please deport him. FBAs can't be deported.
You and maintain it would never take the place of.
Hey, how many Africans in America got caught with scams that got deported? You did. Come on, man. If we decide to scam, we're just going to prison. We're not getting deported. So we're not Africans in America, my guy.
African American, and we know who we're talking about.
No, we don't.
When we say African American.
No, we don't, because I just showed the college kids and many other people we know, Reverend know these guys, they check the box of African American and Black American. So how does DEI, because you said we know, right? We know, no, we don't. And the people that matters the most who allocate resources, they definitely don't know, because their resources are based on that damn selection. That box that says African American. You check that box, you qualify for certain resources. So now they're not going to ask, hey, where's your mother from? Or are you FBA? They're not doing that, bro. You fill that out, you're going to get HBCU, all that type of stuff. Like, you're going to get assistance and monies based on that thing, checking that box. So here we go with this false straw man argument.
At best, FBA is a subgroup within the African American population. And I'll show you why. And I'll tell you why. It's not just a lineage, as they say. They say it's a generic lineage. It describes us and who we are. It helps us delineate from other African people here in this country, from the diaspora or the continent. They might not even want to use the word African or other. They might even want to use the word Black, because to them.
Okay, so now he's Black. Black is our name. All right, so let me help you out, buddy. Let me help you out. Okay, so he says, what did he say? He said FBA isn't an ethnic group. It can't replace African American. At best, it's a subgroup. He said that. That's what your boy said. That's what Teddy Ruxpin said, okay? But okay, so now what's wrong with that? He treats ethnic group. That's why we keep defining ethnic group. You had Prophet Smalls separate. When Sanetta asked him, are we the same people as Africans or are we different? Prophet Smalls said two things. He said, no, two things. He said, we share a race category, right? That's African American, right? That's something America made up and bunched up everybody of African descent. But he said ethnically we're different. He said they are Zimbabwean, Jamaican, blah blah blah, and we are Black Americans. Okay, that's our different ethnic groups. But this guy, he treats ethnic group like it must be officially recognized to be real. And you'll hear that from Revenue and other tethers. So family, like they have some fake Discord think tank where the US government has to acknowledge it for it to be for real, for real, for real. The US government, Congress, all these folks gotta check off and sign off to it before it's real. This is the tether way, all right? But let's get there. Because the last time I checked in my Nipsey Hustle language, right? My Nipsey Hustle tone, ethnicity is often self-ascribed. Plus, socially negotiated over time is something you call yourself, my guy, and then it catches on. It's not something that the government says, okay, I sign off. This is a good name for you. We accept. That's not how that works. But this is a scholar who reads peer-reviewed work. Watch this. African American itself is broad and sometimes ambiguous. It includes who? Immigrants and common uses. And he acts like there's no confusion. Sometimes it excludes them in political uses. Sometimes, but that's confusion. Sometimes you're in, sometimes you're out. That's what we're saying. So it's normal for sub-labels to form, my guy. So we already know African American is our racial term, and that's not exclusive for us. Other folks are called African American who does not have the same heritage as us, don't have the same ethnogenesis as us, don't have the same culture, experiences, lineage, nothing. They're from a different country altogether, but they're called African American. But outside of African American, they're called Zimbabwean. They call African booty scratcher. They call it tether. But outside of African American, for us, what are we called? Okay, exactly. So we said no. We're going to be called foundational Black American descendants of slaves. Right? That's the distinction between us and other people who goes by the racial category term, which is African American, Black African American. That's light work. Okay, so but watch this though. Even if it's a subgroup, that doesn't invalidate it. Okay, like he thought he was eating with that one. Subgroup labels are exactly how communities delineate to make policy claims. You fool, you buffoon. Okay, so calling it a subgroup, so calling FBA a subgroup isn't a debunk. Subgroup status is the whole point of delineation. You're still validating us, but you're a doctor. You dig? You read peer review articles.
To some degree, it's like Black is what we own. They are African and Caribbean, but we're all African sometimes the way they kind of, well, typically in how they articulate this thing. They articulate in a way that African is not something they want to be affiliated with at all. And in fact,
for the concept. I might gotta buy a new wire right now for my mic. It's tripping. But he made that up. So it depends on a category. If you're calling this African, we'll say in what context. If you're saying African ancestry, sure, some of us got African ancestry. Okay, that we're not African though. So again, you're not eating, bro. Like you just saying random shit.
Speak about things like they sold us into slavery.
So family, he's clearly a student of my channel. He's clearly a student of my talking points. So I believe he's like explicitly addressing me at this point.
And as if even if someone did sell us into slavery, like there wasn't others fighting for us. Not
he's exclusively, I believe, talking to FBA News and Updates. Ron FBA, FBA Ron, Unbiased Ron, you know.
Not to be enslaved. So now you sell out all the Africans. You sell out all the Africans. You're not taking consideration that your mother, great-grandmother, and whoever else who you were ripped from was still there.
What? What movie is that? What, Black Panther or some shit?
You're not taking into consideration that you still have relatives that miss you on that very continent.
Yeah, all right. And lost your goddamn mind, all right, with that one.
You're so hurt. You're so hurt that you're not taking into consideration that your family is still there. Those
Okay, can you find my family that's there, my guy? Like, I would love for you to try to do that. Family, they always say shit they can't back up, but he reads peer-reviewed articles. So, bro, which peer-reviewed article says that can prove I have a relative somewhere in Africa? You're just making shit up, man.
who did not want to sell you into slavery.
What?
Those who did not want to sell you into slavery.
All right, okay. This the best you can bring? Yeah, you better not click that link over here, bro.
We don't know how we got here as far as who did what.
Oh, the hell we don't. And family, this is how they back off the slave trade. In Africa, this is how they avoid African accountability, West Africa accountability, Central Africa accountability. This is how they do that. Oh, well, we don't know, but you know the Europeans, though, right? Hey, stop. No, we know people. We got names, bro. Stop. Wait, what's his name? Equiano, an actual slave? No, he knew, and he was telling it. He knew who sold him, and he knew who was doing the selling. No. We do know.
You can look at the historical account, and there's a variety of ways people found their way themselves here.
But it was all through the selling of the hands of Africans to Europeans, bro. That's all we need to know, and that's the most important thing.
I'm saying, even if you were sold by another as a part of war.
Oh my God, part of war, bro. Stop, man. Like, yeah, we got the history. We know that white folks were demanding, and these Africans were starting war that didn't even exist, just to justify taking more people, kidnapping more people, and more slave rates, bro. We know those dusty, musty Africans were given incentives, right, to fight and add conflict just to sell people to Europeans, bro. Stop. Like, this guy think we're really just docile and goofy, and dude, stop it, bro. Don't you ever click that link up there, man. I will slice and dice you, and I'll show you how to read that peer review article correctly.
Or kidnapping from another African. What about the community you were kidnapped from? What about them? What about your auntie?
No. We don't have there's no foundational Black American that has an auntie anywhere in Africa. Matter of fact, we even can bring you to Martin. Well, how about Richard Allen, who started the AME? He ain't got no auntie in Africa. You dig? So no, my guy. We don't know of any aunties and nanas and grandmas and big paw. We don't know none of that shit in Africa, my guy. All the aunts, aunties, and aunts and nanas I ever known were all here in the USA, my guy. You're talking to the wrong group of people. Okay, you need to just go talk to Frank Zanou and those guys.
About your grandmother? What about your great? I mean,
all right. So family. As you can see, like, this is weak. I mean, like, that's just a weak argument. Okay, so what he's doing, family, he's generalizing everything unfairly. All right. He's mind reading, right? He's reading our mind and blanket diagnosing millions of people with trauma responses without any evidence. Where's the peer review to that article that we're just traumatized, we're hurt? I mean, like, dude, like, so when are you a doctor, a responsible researcher, doctor, and when are you just as crying tethered, bro? Like, bro, make your mind up. Like, stay professional, stay, you know, educated, or come into the mud, man. But you can't keep doing both. At one point, you want to read, peer review, and I have a standard of how I communicate with you FBAs. But then you start making shit up. Man, you're y'all all traumatized. Where's that peer review article that we're traumatized? You just making shit up, bro. So obviously he cherry picks like they all do. He cherry picks the worst rhetoric. They are the exception. He cherry picks the worst rhetoric and applies it to the entire category. That ain't scholarly, bro. Okay, a lot of FBA adjacent arguments are not "we hate Africa." Okay, but what we argue is this: our U.S. political category is distinct. Our material interests in the U.S. are specific. Reparations claims require eligibility boundaries. Those can be debated, but they aren't automatically anti-African. You made that up. Okay. So he wants to pretend that delineating, anybody who wants to delineate, that is a sign of mental illness. But I saved this right here, though. I saved this. What are the major reasons that an ethnic group living with other ethnic groups will want to delineate within the same country? It says many reasons an ethnic group might want to delineate from others within the same country include the pursuit of self-determination, the desire to preserve a distinct cultural identity, us, economic grievances, us, political marginalization, us, and historical conflict or security concerns. So we got a legitimate claim to delineate. And none of those definitions, none of that explanation says anything about hating a country or a continent. So good try, Teddy Ruxpin. Didn't work. Okay. So he wants to argue what they all do. Not all Africans participated in the capture cell. Many also resisted. And European demand state violence drove the system. You don't fix nuance by pretending one side has zero agency. Okay, so dude, let me give you some advice. Stop diagnosing, start debating the policy claim, my guy. Okay? Stop diagnosing and start debating the policy claim. Debate our core arguments for delineating, self-identification, and wanting reparations from our government that's overdue. Okay? All right. Let me fast forward some random spot in the damn video because okay. This is a 3-hour video. We're gonna skim through it and we're out of here in maybe 20 minutes, hopefully. Okay. Okay. Let me skip. Where we at? Let me skip a little more. Let me skip a little more. I ain't going through 3-hour videos. I mean, I ain't gonna go over a whole 3-hour video. Not doing that. I didn't sign up for that. Okay. We're gonna tackle a few points that he made. And like I said, send his ass back to retirement. Dude, it's horrible. He ain't bringing nothing new. More lies.
All of us, because the strong ideological components that make it up. If FBA was a pure lineage, I will be signing up for it.
Signing up? Wait, hold on. How you sign up to a pure lineage? If FBA was a pure lineage, he'll be signing up. And we would be like, yo, there's no ad, we're not hiring. Yeah, we're not hiring. What you sign up for? We're not looking for members. There's no membership, my guy. Again, you're in the wrong. Take your ass back to Nigeria and fix South Nigerian and North Nigeria. Help them unite, my guy. You're wasting time over here talking to us. Go talk to those who really need a hand, who could really benefit from true Pan-Africanism. The easy work is to ignore them and talk to us and get cooked. The hard work is to go help fix Nigeria's problem. Pan-African man.
If FBA was a pure lineage, I will be signing up for it. If FBA didn't have anti-African sentiment, anti-Caribbean or diasporic black sentiments, I will be signing up for it.
Yeah, but we're not hiring and we're not taking membership, bro.
No, because you can't really parse it apart. You can't separate it. It's a part of the ideology.
A word you can't say. All right, but anyway, we can absolutely separate it. Okay, for one, eligibility boundary for a policy remedy, which is delineation. Okay, hostility toward immigrants, Africans, that prejudice stuff. You can separate prejudice from delineation, bro. They don't go hand in hand. They don't come together on a plate. Okay, they don't come together at all. You could delineate without being prejudiced. You could delineate without discriminating. You could delineate without hating. You're making shit up. You can absolutely separate them. Okay. So what he's doing the classic rhetorical move, define the whole category by the worst members of what he called member, because he's trying to join something. So he look at us as a second option, right? Where we are, he's competing against us, right? So he's in the member, he's in an organization or a school of thought organization called Pan-Africanism, and he think we're in one called FBA. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to end his membership with those folks and join membership over here. And we are simply saying there's nothing to join, my guy. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, so there's actually nothing to join. There's no membership, bro. So anyway, like I was saying, he and all of them do the same tactics. All of them want to find the worst radical people of the lineage who are not even of the lineage. As we quote them many times, so many tethers from those Russian paid troll farms are online, fake like the FBA, and got an American flag or whatever. Got the they got the 1526 flag, or they have the Black American Heritage flag, right? And they start saying the dumbest shit possible. Paid agents. So what they do is they purposely use them to represent the lineage. Okay. They're never going to use people like myself as his talking point, who do not spew hatred towards anybody. I just spew love towards my lineage. That's all. And I told the dude, the culinary, Willie James, I said, yo, man, we would love if folks supported us, right? We don't give a damn where they from. Like, who don't want support? Who don't want a large audience giving you a standing ovation, clapping and shit, and whistling and, cheering for you? Like, everybody love that feeling. But we ain't gonna tap dance for it. So anyway, but let's see if there were some wild-eyed FBs out there talking shit. Bro, every lineage, any ethnic group of people got extremists. Okay, and these guys, they definitely don't define Pan-Africanism by its grifters that I've been talking about that show up on these panels, and those are all grifters. They were talking Egypt at one moment, all Egypt. That shit fell apart. That got exposed. All those Egyptian names. They left that and went straight to West Africa. Now all of a sudden, it's all about West Africa. Okay. But you don't define us by people who, and they might not even truly hate nobody. They're just trolling and having fun. And don't forget, it's usually those damn African tethers who start shit. And some of us defend ourselves. We join those spaces and defend the lineage. And then we start cooking them, roasting, which we just trolling. We're just having fun. But no, we're not going to allow you to take us roasting y'all and trolling y'all as the representation of the serious representation of the lineage. Okay. So now what else? Where we are? Where we are? Let's go somewhere else. This guy's boring. Okay. Oh my God. All right.
Last week with Diallo Kenyatta. Here's just a snippet so you can go over there and watch it once you're done with this.
And in fact, let me tell you something. Pan-Africanism is the only movement that has ever threatened our oppressors. And you're looking at a reality in time and history where Pan-Europeanism, Pan-Arabianism.
Now this guy right here is 100% zesty. He said Pan-Africanism is the only movement or force that threatened the oppressors, right? They use these funny names. And now this guy is zesty as hell. Like I called him out several times, but I give up with these guys because nobody knows they even exist. Channels are failures, no numbers, no likes. They can't get other Pan-Africans to watch them. They can't get no other tethers to watch them. They just failed channels. Nobody ever gonna find out about 10 likes. Dudes be having channels. They be having videos that's like 2 months old with like 20 likes on it. Like, dude, really? So like I found myself like, you know what? Some people just ain't worth even exposing and debunking. But you know, this is content, it's the internet, and we are using these people as teaching moments. So sometimes we'll entertain. But Pan-Africanism, he said, was the biggest threat to, I guess he's trying to say white supremacy, right? Because they don't want to say that. They don't want to say systemic racism because you just talk about this country. So they got to say words like colonizer to include Africa and the Caribbean. They got to say words like oppressor to also include, like these are dog whistle terms to include Africa and the Caribbean. But they can't say, they will not say systemic racism because they know that that's pretty much just here.
And Pan-Asianism is flourishing. White folks go to Europe and make these international agreements. NATO is Pan-Europeanism. The World Bank and the IMF is Pan-Europeanism. But you're going to fight.
Yeah, so you're going to fight. And ye who has little faith.
Okay, that was garbage. Family, that just, like, he just propagandizing that whole thing. He's trying to make that a thing. Like, dude, stop. Pan-Africanism is a major threat to white supremacy. Okay, sure. Guys absolutely did nothing. Okay, let me see. Okay, now watch this. Watch this. Oh boy. Here go more strawman stuff.
And political action. And FBA is absolutely a political movement on various levels. They seek to get the crumbs from master.
Okay, now, of course, he's not going to explain what that means. He's not going to explain what does seeking crumbs from master mean. Now, I know he won't do that because we could look at the entire Caribbean and the entire continent of Africa. That's all they do is kiss ass. No. We in nowhere near seeking crumbs, my guy. We're seeking justice. Those Africans and those Caribbean folks are seeking crumbs. Big difference.
While selling everybody else out.
Okay, so you see, family, it comes back down to blame just foundational Black Americans. Give the Caribbean a pass. Give Africa a pass. All of these fake ass Pan-Africans, family, all of them have one thing in common. They all blame Black Americans for everything. They all do this. Black Americans want crumbs. We're going to sell everybody out. But people who are actually documented signing treaties with white supremacists, validating white supremacists, giving them a voice, honoring their voice, listening to their voice. That's not called selling out. Okay. Signing deals to, is one thing to to have people sell out each other because they're incentivized. But dude, you actually signed a contract. You signed a treaty to sell people out. Whether you did it or not, that's irrelevant. You actually signed paperwork to do it for the whole populace, not just a couple coons. So again, just projection, blaming, blaming FBAs. They oh my God. So of course that he's going to provide no evidence and other stuff. There's no peer review articles for this. This is their slick way to call reparations crumbs. Okay. Hold on. Let me look in the chat real fast. In case somebody's trying to click the link. Let me see. Okay. Yes, we got a hater out there. Yeah. So buddy just be gaslighting, saying the most random shit. Okay, so now, so reparations, as we know, it ain't crumbs. That's a slick way to undermine us. Most likely he's a tether. Because he wanna sign up. Ain't no sign up. Ain't none of that, bro. Ain't no forms, my guy. Most likely you're tether. That's how tethers talk. But reparations is not crumbs, my guy. It's a debt claim, and delineation is how you define the harmed class. You get that, family? So there is a debt claim that we are seeking. And who is it for? That's the question. Who is it for? And it can't be for everybody because everybody wasn't wearing out harm. So that's our job to delineate, parse. We're going to parse all the people who are under the racial category African Americans, parse them out and seek out only the harmed class, right? The harmed group. And we're going to give that name, we're going to give that harmed group a name. So they're never involved or included in the large and broad racial term. And that term right now, that word for that group that's going to be parsed out separate from the broad, the large, is going to be foundational Black American descendants of slaves. Real simple. Real simple. Okay. So now he about to say some ridiculous stuff. Of course, they got to go to tether. So now he's going to address tether finally. This is very shameful. Oh boy. Now here go more undermining.
African American. You can say it. You can't put me out of the African American population, but you can put me out of the FBA population. In fact, because it's a subgroup. You mean they called me tether and tether leather.
You see that? The subgroup don't debunk nothing because you could call it what you want to call it. We're still delineating. All right. The point of grouping us or grouping ourselves, period, is to delineate. You could call it subgroup. You could say parsing, separating, all that and more. Just understand delineation. That's all.
Tether lover and all this type of thing. But they say, that's only for certain people. Let's keep it moving because I want to get to this.
Yeah. You better get off that tether word, man. You already know you're gonna be in trouble right there. All right.
Oh, really? Lying about the intentions of the FBA Renaissance. Either way.
Okay, so now we know this sweet guy right here. I already cooked him.
You are misleading your audience. Tethers shaking my head. Now again, it just proves the point. First off, anybody that is against them, anybody that does become a tether. But
okay, so then they lie again. So anybody who come against us is a tether, right? Anybody is what they say. But what are you coming against? That statement could be true. But what are tethers coming against? Are they coming against our major talking points? I'm talking about, first of all, you can't be of the lineage to be a tether, for one. Let me just get that out the way. You would have to be of the lineage, non-lineage FBA. Once you're that, and you speak against our major serious talking points like reparations, delineation, and self-identification, yes. Self-representation, yes. You are definitely a tether. So that statement can be true with the right context.
Define tether. They always say a tether is a black immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
And we
wait a minute. Wait. Okay, my God. The gaslighting. This guy said we define tether as solely just a black immigrant. Yo, the word black not even in the definition.
They say a tether is a black immigrant, but they define tether. They always say a tether is a black immigrant. And we are definitively not black immigrants. We are definitive.
Okay, first of all, that's not the definition of tether, but we kind of see the problem now. Dude, zesty as hell. Like when you zesty like that, sometimes you can't get it. You dig? And we'll just let me see. Okay. All right. So now let them attack. I mean, they just weak. Like the arguments are very, very weak. All right. So let's get to I think they're gonna talk about the trademark.
Action.
The holiday, the FBA holiday. I didn't.
We're
doing it. Okay. Really? We will read interpretation. There's some stretching, and then in fact, we have to understand. Like the reason why I will say I'm mad at it, if we had to use that term, is that it's not about this holiday that I'm angry at, because I think that African Black people have the ability to define and determine for themselves.
Right.
But the reason why I have a problem with it is that the aim is for division. If the aim was for self-love and all those things that it seems that it's for, that's cool. I have no problem with it. But the problem I have with it is that this is a joke. This is the website. And the dear brother owns it. Then you want to throw Dr. Wells in on it just to get some credit.
Well, everybody who has a website owns their website, my guy. Like, that ain't making any sense. And he has a website and he owns it. Yeah. Everybody who starts a website, they own their website.
Ability, you know what I mean? I mean, we know what's going on, but there's no leader. But for some reason, this picture keeps showing up. There's no leader.
Yeah, the picture keeps showing up on his website. Right. Just like my website, my picture is there. SLL, if he has a website, his picture is there. Tyat Carter, I'm saying the name right. If you got a website, your picture is there. Iconic FBA. If you got a website, I'm sure you're on your own website. Enlightened Dummy. If you have a website, I'm sure you're on your own website. Okay. That's the point. It's your website. You're going to be on there.
There's so much subliminal imagery going on here. You know what I mean? It's like it's beautiful. It was put together really quickly. You can tell. But there's FBA history. Talk about 1526 Spanish colonizer. I don't want to say his name because Lucas, let's say that, brought the first documented enslaved Black people to the shores of what is now the South Carolina, Georgia coastline. Shortly after their arrival, these enslaved Black people courageously revolted against their captors, leading to the collapse of the Spanish settlement. So they are saying, "Ooh, these, this is an interesting historical account." Have you ever heard of it?
Oh,
yeah. For this guy to be a doctor, which he calls himself doctor, so I'm thinking he has a doctorate degree, PhD of some sort. His vocabulary, like his inability to pronounce simple words like ideology, and ideological. Like he can't say those two words without fumbling every time. You did. That to me is like is interesting. Like you want to expect people that has an education like his to fumble over simple words like that. All right. So that calls into his education into question. All right. But let's see. Where else does he go in here? Okay. All right. So everybody goes to Tariq personal 3-star statement. All right. So let's deal with that. We ain't gonna run from it because they borrow the same talking points. By the way, they always say that we borrow Tariq stuff and we're just Tariq clones. When all these guys have the same talking points.
True. They try to say, look, these are FBAers, and they wasn't even around to tell you they were FBAer. We're gonna put people that can't say that they.
Yeah, Tether. Just like how you call people African Americans who never said they were African American. Right. Same thing. You see how dumb you guys sound? You call people African American who never said they were African American. All right. I'm sure you would call Booker T. Washington an African American. I'm sure you'll call A. Philip Randolph an African American. Okay. They were not. They didn't call themselves that. It's just a stupid argument.
That they can't support whether or not they fall within this. So there's the FBA flag, and then there's it breaks it all down. It has a whole thing, Go ahead. Good. So there's some good stuff here. So let's see here. This is where it gets a little interesting. But hold on, let's go back. The 3 stars of FBA on the flag. That's very important. That's very essential. But this is where people typically stop. And I'm going to just sit here for just a moment because the stuff below it is the ideology. Part of the ideology, the working ideology, the ideology that they're working with and on.
I told you he can't say
this is a mess.
This dude struggles with ideological. He can't say that, and he cannot say ideology. I just don't understand why those words are just tongue twisters for this doctor.
Part of the ideology, the working ideology, the ideology that they're.
God damn, my guy!
Just a moment.
Hey, I need you to do this for me. Again, he calls himself DAW, BAW. I heard. I don't know what that stands for. I heard by somebody from the chat or the internet somewhere. They said DAW stands for drug addiction withdrawal. So I don't know if he's on a narcotic right now. He's under the influence, driving while intoxicated. I don't know. But I know he's struggling with simple words that 3rd graders can say. But he's supposed to have some doctor's degree.
The 3 stars of FBA on the flag. That's very important. That's very essential. But this is where people typically stop. And I'm going to just sit here for just a moment because the stuff below it is the ideology. Part of the ideology, the working ideology, the ideology that they're working with.
Right. I'm going to need you to get that word right. If you mess up that word one more time, I'm done. I'm good with you. So I'm going to need you to not mispronounce that word ever again, bro. Pause the video, go look in the mirror and say it as many times as you would say Candyman, 5 times, whatever, and just keep doing that over and over. Like you are really embarrassing your school. Okay? You got to get that word right, bro.
And if this is a mess, just to be honest with you. The 3 stars. And I'm saying it's a mess because our brothers and sisters who say there's no such thing, there's no ideology, why is it here? So the 3 stars represent the historical understanding, was part of the ideological framing, represents 3 groups who make up the ethnic group that would become foundational Black American. The Black Aboriginal people of North America. And doesn't like what Black Aboriginal people of North America are you talking about? I'm like, let's not usurp the Native Americans or the First Nations peoples thing. Let's not usurp their existence here.
Okay, so brother, here's the bottom line. You're either that or you're not. Because I would ask these fools, were such a people here before the slave ships? They will say yes. The next question is, Were those such people also thrown? Were some of them also thrown into the slave fields, doing slave work, treated as no different than those who came on slaves? If the answer is yes, bro, what are we talking about? After that, what are we talking about? Because then they got to go into real pseudo history after that. Pseudo logics, all type of crazy shit. Bro, what are we talking about? They're acting like there is no such event of that happening. And they will admit it if you just frame it like that. You ain't got to go to a full debate. Just say, hey, were there people here before slave ships? Yeah. Okay. Were some of those people thrown in slavery? Did they perform slavery and were they treated no different than those who were brought on slave ships? Did they look like them? Okay, if the answer is yes to any of those questions, leave me alone. Okay, that's it. And all their descendants got to do is trace their lineage to U.S. chattel slavery. That's it, man. Whether you were here already, whether you came on a ship, you have to prove and show that you were tied to U.S. chattel slavery. That's it. That's the only requirement. You don't got to prove you were here already. You don't got to prove the slave ships. You got to prove that your ancestors experienced U.S. chattel slavery. I'll say it again. The requirement is not to prove you were already here. The requirement is not to prove you came on a slave ship. The requirement is to prove that your ancestors, your lineage is tied to U.S. chattel slavery. It's that easy, Dr. Dahl, whatever his name is. See, that drug addiction and withdrawal, that can freeze your brain cells. It's simple, man. It's not that difficult. I just explained it easily. Okay. Okay. See what else we got here.
So tall, this one where you can see somebody.
Let's see. Is it worth playing another second of this shit? Okay, so let's just wrap it up. So earlier he said, if you don't claim African, you're mentally lost. That's what he said. He pathologized delineation. He says is really just FBA is trauma acting out, right? He's saying our trauma is acting out. Us wanting to delineate, he's calling that like a trauma reaction, a trauma trigger. He assigned bad motives without proof. He says we only want crumbs and to block others. He used absolutes, as I pointed out over and over and over. Never, only, always, all of that to avoid nuance, and then say we avoid nuance. Okay, doctor, get it together, man. You use absolutes. You say never, only, and always. And that is to avoid nuance, my guy. Okay, then you ignore the strongest version of delineation, which is eligibility boundaries for remedies, right? So here's the bottom line. You can be pro-Africa, pro-diaspora unity, and still support a distinct U.S. remedies category. Okay, dissent isn't mental illness, my guy. Boundaries aren't hate, and reparations require eligibility rules. That's a fact. Okay, so if you want to link up with us, which we don't care for, the slandering, the defamation, all that type of stuff, the disingenuous, nah, you're done. You're done. We are good with you, my guy. We are good with you. Okay. What else this clown said? It's just bad. Never, always, only. This guy, like, I never knew a person with a doctorate degree would be making absolute claims like that. That is crazy, yo. Like, he couldn't do that on his dissertation. All right, hold on. Ah, boy. Yeah, but he just was retired again. Like he got embarrassed, man. Like this video debunked all of his claims. I pointed out him being absolute disingenuous, grabbing the worst person of our lineage and trying to say that represents all of us. And that person can easily be a tether, paid on a Russian troll farm to cause confusion and start shit. Okay, so there's no way for him to get around that. Okay. What else this clown said? Blah, 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 blah. What else? Uh, okay, sleepy. His guy's boring. Okay. 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 So I gotta point out this. Okay. Okay. He said, let's see. Yeah. So he pretty much just tried to make the word delineation like a taboo word, like it's so toxic, it causes division. You're going to be part of a hate ideology. So he wants to demonize the word delineation, which is ridiculous. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right, you know what? I think I'm done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, family. That is Teddy Ruxpin, as you know, family. He's been thoroughly debunked. His argument's garbage, and this guy calls himself a doctor, using absolute words where I just got him. Like I just could focus, family. If I wanted to, I just can hold him to his absolute words if we ever talk. Bro, you said this. You said never. You said only. You said none. Bro, is that true or false? And each of those three, I just could ask him, bro. You said never. Is that true or false? You said none. Is that true or false? You said only. Is that true or false? And family, he's out of here. All right, bro. Have a good day. Because he got to say it's not true. Because never means I can't find one. Right? None, I can't find one. And only means I can't find another one. So if I can find another one, bro, don't you got to retract all those statements? And don't forget, he's a scholar. I'm a regular dude, you know what I mean? Regular guy, no scholarly background like that. So I can make a mistake here and there. That's expected. Not you, scholar, doctor. You know better not to make absolute statements. Okay. So let me see if any yeah. Any tethers, because it's late. I gotta wake up. Y'all know I gotta wake up. Any tethers want to click the link real fast, or anybody who disagrees with anything I said, supports the video my man did, click that link real quick. It'd be a small back and forth, not a long one. Okay. Not a long one at all. So anybody who agrees with Teddy Ruxpin, doll. I have no idea what that stands for. He never said. Somebody in the chat said it was drunk. It was drug addiction withdrawal. Maybe he's a counselor, or maybe he's a recovering addict. I don't know, because there's no like context behind that. So I just want to know what that means. But if you got questions for the FBA stance, right? Our talking points, go ahead and click that link. If you think we're divisive, xenophobic, Click the link. You dig? Click the link. Right. If you're not in the building, that's problematic, family, because these guys on their channels, they talk the most trash about us and nobody listens to them. They have no views. The views are over here. The views are Afro-Elite, Alpha, whatever else, Jason Black. These are the views, not these guys. So if you want your message to get out, if you want to debunk one of us, click the link where the views are at. Click the link where the motion is at, my guy. There's no motion on your channels. That's what I'm like, why would I join your channels and your panels? I thought about it one day. Like some of these failed channels, these failed YouTubers are like, yo, I'm biased Ron, FBA Ron, yo, come to my channel, let's have this conversation. I was like, all right, I thought about it. I went over there, I seen like they just ended like a 6-hour live. Total 80 views. I'm like, why the fuck am I going there? No, nobody. That's like just talking to a wall. Like, yo, nobody was here listening. Why are we even going live? Just call me. So the whole point is for your voice to be heard by the masses, as many people as possible. And I'm like, if you compare what I bring to what they bring, I bring the majority of people. I bring the audience, basically. So if you haven't done so already, hit the like button and you'll keep me in that dominating A-side position. That's why the like button is so important. You got to click the like button. It keeps me having the A-side, making these, and negotiating where everybody going. No, hit that like button, you'll keep me the A-side. Now, y'all got to come over here. If the like button is not clicked, I'm not the A-side. Now, we got to negotiate some shit. Keep me the A-side. Keep me winning. The lineage is, I'm winning. The lineage is winning because I'm representing the lineage to the fullest. All right. So, now y'all gotta come over here. If the like button, let me see what else is going on. I was gonna do something. Damn. Before I got off, I was gonna do something. Oh, so I checked the likes. The likes is good. Likes is good. Likes is good. Because this was a random late live. I wasn't gonna go live at all until I started watching that dude's video. That shit pissed me off so bad. I said, I can't wait till tomorrow. I got to go live now. And I was nice. Okay, so I was gonna do something real quick. Let me see. I was gonna do something real quick. Let me get that guy here. He's done. What is this? Oh, it's just the hating video. Okay, so I gotta start cooking on Frank Zanu. Okay. I gotta start cooking. All right. Okay. No, I already did that. Okay. Let me play a little bit of just Prophet Smalls, because he was prophesying right now. Watch this.
The African Day Parade, you don't see the Africans. You got the festival that be going on in Brooklyn, the band festival, the African festivals. Where's the Africans at? When we doing our rallies and our marches, where's the Africans at on your side? Talk to us really about that, man.
See, let me tell you something. We think slavery in America was something. Slavery in Africa is still in force. You talking about deaf, blind, and dumb. Don't confuse you because somebody got on some printed cloth that's printed in Holland or India.
Uh-oh. The printed cloth. Boom. Teddy Ruxpin stays in printed cloth. All right. So Prophet Smalls is cooking Teddy Ruxpin right now.
That you're looking at an African cultural expression. That's not an African cultural expression. That cloth was printed in a European country and then sold to Africans. And they've accepted that as their cloth.
Yeah, he's
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just that piece. Now, they do speak the language, but they know less about their history than you and I do. So
Right.
you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language coming from the
Yeah, we call them tethers. The prophet called them deaf, blind, dumb, backwards parasite.
So you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language coming from the African country, came here to be a parasite on eat on and play down because these people are so punked up.
He sounds exactly like Tariq Nasheed. He sounds exactly like us, but we can't say it. Only he can say it.
And scared of the white man, that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us. You know?
Explaining what foundation of Black American is and tell them I'm both. Is explain.
We our own people now.
No, we got to understand too.
All right, so now the prophet is going to explain that we are our own people. We're not African, and look, he's going to say by race we're categorized as one. But when you break it down, when you break down the race and parse it, and you start get specific, we're different. Watch this.
Two things.
Our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race, and then we have an ethnic place. Ethnically, we African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation.
There's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his
Now you sound just like me.
ethnic nation.
Racially, we are together, but
economically, we may well be enemies.
Okay, the prophet has spoken. I mean, who disagrees with that? Hey, peace, Gail Branch. FBA love is definitely in the building. And Merry Christmas to each and every last one of you. You dig? There's nothing wrong with celebrating the holidays of our country, right? The origin stories we don't care about because we're innovators. Like we take lemons and make sour lemons and make sweet lemonade, right? That's what we do. We're innovators. Like we take whatever that's there and we cultivate it, we tweak it, and we repackage it and present it as the best thing popping. You feel me? We got our own traditions when it comes to these holidays. And you know what I was gonna do? I'll do it next year. I was gonna buy a cake, like make that part of like my tradition on Christmas. It don't got nothing to do with Jesus' birthday at all. But it had everything to do with just I don't know, just like I first of all I like cake. All right. Now I'm just trying to justify getting a cake, another cake. Cause y'all know what happened with my cake, man. So I'm like, you know, I should get a cake for Christmas. But next, it's supposed to snow bad, but if it doesn't, I'm gonna pick up the cake tomorrow. Some folks cash app towards the cake. So I'm gonna get this overpriced cake tomorrow, but I got no choice. Because everywhere else the cake's been disgusting. So now to get a good cake, I gotta buy an overpriced cake. Okay, and that's a good cake. All right. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. But it's supposed to be a snowstorm. So as long as it don't snowstorm, I'm gonna be good. These zesty two guys are just looking at me like, dude, all right, look, stop, bro. All right. 100% heterosexual man. All right. Okay. So anyway, oh, so make sure you guys definitely follow me on TikTok so I can cook on TikTok. Yo, if I got enough followers on TikTok, I can cook often because it's just a phone in my hand. I ain't got to get to a computer and make a fancy thumbnail. So what I can do is I can do a TikTok live cooking tethers, and then I could take that audio and make that a video like everybody else is doing, and then put that on YouTube for the people who don't come to TikTok. That's what I want to do. It did. But I heard TikTok is tether, like a tether hub, like tether heaven. And I want to get in there and start, cooking. Cake and milk. Taya Carter says, yeah, do it. Ice cream too. Let us know what flavor. Yeah, for me, I normally do like a solid flavor ice cream, either vanilla or chocolate. All right. That's just what I do. Solid. I don't mix not much with it. Solid. That's it. Solid, whatever. And the cake is gonna be overpriced, but again, like I said, you can't buy no cake nowhere else like that. So I mean, you can, but you gotta wait a couple days. You gotta order in advance. I don't want to do that. I just want to pick up the cake. I'm hungry. Give me the fucking cake. And when you buy a cake like that, normally it's garbage. I know. I tried twice. Okay, for my birthday, December 15th, and for my son's birthday a month earlier, both our cakes were garbage. I tried to buy it already as is from the inferior bakeries, straight garbage, straight disgusting. Damn squirrels want to eat the damn thing. Look, the raccoon came by like, man, I'm good. Raccoon tried to sue me, like, yo, what the fuck, what's this? I just ate. Take you out to court. Yeah, but that is the Twitter or TikTok. I said Twitter. If you got TikTok and you want to join me cooking on some tethers, I need a lot more than 189 followers. I need some real followers here. I need some good numbers. I'm like down 800. I dig 811 to be exact. All right. So family, tomorrow I'm gonna do what I did. What was that? Christmas Eve. I'm going to play the FBA songs, all of them. And then behind that, I'm gonna do a video, like, a video. I don't know which one, but a good. I might do me and Caribbean J going back and forth. So I do the music. So if y'all at work, y'all home chilling, y'all could listen to some good FBA motivational music. I'm gonna play all of them, and then have like a back and forth with me and a tether. Just for the hell of it. All right, Tether Hive. So if you haven't liked the video, make sure you do that. So this video can be in a suggestion of other folks' live feeds. They can tap in, like Willie James. He tapped in for he's a first time caller, first time on the channel. He was making sure it was FBA. He wasn't sure. He found out it was, and I guess he was like giving me a litmus test. He was asking me questions and see if, then I checked out. Like, you know what I mean? He patted me down, like the Nation of Islam. He's like, okay, you good. You good. And we're doing. But so with that right there, family, we get out of here. See you tomorrow. You dig? We out. And keep the glow. Do I have an outro song? No. You know what? Let me do an outro song. Let me think about which outro song should I play? Let me see, which outro song should I play? Give me a second. Which outro song? I pledge allegiance to the code that my soul rests till I get what's oh. I pledge allegiance to the soul. When Africa lead they so. Now Africa wanna keep what they sold. No. You sold us, bye, bye, bye. And I ain't forget, well, I ain't forgive. Okay, as long as I live, okay, I know what that song is. Then I got cut the check. You know what? I'm gonna go with the anthem, FBA anthem. We out.
That show me subscribe.
Make no mistake, we're the only black people in y'all that only eat rat, eat cat. People, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Bitch. We built the foundation of innovations with groundbreaking. You ain't wanna get down, now you're around, hating, faking. With the linear in and out, the ground shaking. Someone say FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say. Someone say FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say. Make no mistake, we're the only black people, and y'all the only eat rat, eat cat people. You ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, yo, black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Breaks, pause, pause. We built the foundation of innovations, we're groundbreaking. Y'all ain't wanna get down, now you're around, hating, faking, wiggling and eating, now the ground shaking. Someone say FBA, we don't run away.